Buddha.
Stuck with nasal congestion. We've all been.
Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. The Panthers on a prowl will continue driving down the field to the red zone. We just got a first down and 10. Smitty on the loose, wide open, Ted again. Stack 6 more on the board, looking like a win. With the 6-game winning streak, put them out their misery. Brady wanna cry when the ref threw the penalty. Panthers got a hot team, Patriots the enemy. Draw the first blood, different team than we used to be. Cam swerving through the traffic signal in a first down. Fans on their feet and the crowd getting really loud. Offense did a job off the field, there's a towel. Bank of America, stadium is going down. Defense got him pushed back to the end zone. Hardy with the sack, that's a safety and we got the ball. Rushing on your shotgun, staring at the barrel, y'all. All New England fans hear him saying that ain't fair at all. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding, pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Better watch the linebacker. He can read you like a book. Run 40 yards just to tackle Luke. Got him shook. Tolbert like a tank. And D'Angelo with the fake. Stiff arm out of bounds. 25 to game. Stewart back, healthy 3 lethal running backs. It's suicide, add the wide receivers, it's a rout. Secret weapon, make plays, Greg Olsen make it happen. Keep pounding on these haters, we ain't playing John Madden. Legion of the Hood, hometown go boom. Force the fumbles, Panthers making sure the ball is loose. Jack move, Charles Johnson, yeah, he will come attack you. State of mind, mentally and physically, we pass you. Godfrey in the nickel back, and he making sure we're safe. Panthers on the prowl, we gon' come and elevate the state. Hard fought thriller, only 59 seconds left. Panther fans on the feet, heart beating out the chest. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son. Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep
What's up? Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit the bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so, and don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game post polls and opinions, such as the scheduling for the NFL and for the Yahoo Sports app, Fantasy Football League, via the Yahoo Sports app. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the ones you see on your screen, if you're a content creator, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. Using her first name last, which would be Ty, T-A-I, dot Lindara, Lindara. When you search it into Instagram, she does videos, panels, etc. on her content creation. So, very patient, awesome to work with, very kind. Lindara Ty on Instagram. Alright. We have a very, very interesting stream for you guys today. The blueprint on the offensive line is out. We will be reacting to it, the whole thing. We will also be reacting to the 4th and 1 with Cam Newton and Ron Rivera, as well as something a little bit different, which is Jake Delhomme, Jonathan Stewart, and Bryce Young, for however long that interview with Bryce Young lasts. I'm not sure how long it'll last. We're probably not going to cover the whole hour and 43 minutes of it, but we'll cover a good chunk of it. And I'll throw in my comments as we go. Shout out to the great Pat Coltrane, who has come back to the Panthers community here on YouTube and put out new content. Much love to you, Pat Coltrane. Been watching your stuff since probably 18 or 19, and love every bit of it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I understand why you took that break, man. Life happens. Things happen, man. We all got stuff to do, man, you know. It is what it is. But welcome back. And I watched your video. I checked it out. And like I said, I'm not going to get involved in the whole Steve Smith and Cam Newton debate thing. You know, it's not my... Honestly, it's just not necessary. While I respect Cam's opinions, you know, there are a couple of things that he could have said differently there. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, that's a debate for a different day. If you wish, I can do a couple of hours live stream on that and have a debate with you guys about that if you want, and bring people in. That's up to you. But I doubt anybody would want to come in and debate on that at this point. Although it is content, but you know, it's minor squabble content, you know, at this point. We got more important things to worry about, you know what I mean? So, that being said, the latest news is we signed a veteran kicker, Matthew Wright. And we also signed a defensive tackle earlier on this month. And as of today, the Panther statement is saying that both Miles Sanders and Shy Tuttle are strong possibilities to be salary cap cuts this offseason, per Joe Person. That'll free up $9 million in cap room with these moves. Would we want to move on from both of these players? Shy Tuttle, yes. I will say a definite yes. The solo tackling was just not there. And on the stat sheets, where were you, Shy? You know, with all due respect, man, where were you? So, with Miles Sanders, it's more complicated than that, because we got an excellent running back that is showing what he was showing in Philadelphia towards the second half of the season. And we had questions about whether this was the same Miles Sanders that was in Philadelphia or not, you know, in a Panthers uniform. He squarely answered that question with a solid yes, you know. So, the question now remains, if you're just cutting Shy Tuttle, how much of that $9 million is just squarely Shy Tuttle? How much of that is Miles Sanders? I think it's $6 million for Miles Sanders, and I think it's $3 million for Shy, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. Somebody check me on that, but and just FYI, if you hear some background noise, you know, that's my roommate cleaning up the house, so don't pay him any mind. And our friends, so we're focused on the content. So let's get it. All right. Panthers blueprint. Now I can play the video, but I cannot show it. All right. Just FYI, because I will get copyrighted for it. I am not playing around with copyright, man. I already got hit with it last year, and I'm not doing it again. Shout out Lock Poppy in the chat. I'm moderator. He says, "What's up, Keep Pounding crew?" Indeed, indeed. Let's get it poppy. You guys ready? Let's go.
This offensive line has been superb most of the season, certainly today.
Hey, what's this? Second color, we end the season right now.
A touchdown wins it for the Panthers.
Yeah. Hey, Deuce 55. To that! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah!
praise your ass all season, bro. Keep on going. I appreciate you. Build on it. You set the foundation.
They set the foundation. I like that already. I like that already, y'all. I like that already. That's a good start.
Offensive line, Great Wall of Carolina, which has been the strength of the team this year.
Great Wall of Carolina. Got a ring to it.
Ooh, Great Wall of Carolina. Yeah, I agree. I think that has a good ring to it. I'm with you on that.
Ring to it. I like it.
One of the biggest things last year is how many times Bryce got hit and the sack numbers, and then you go 1 year and you sign 2 guys. Now our offensive line is a top 10 offensive line in the NFL.
You talk about 180, you talk about night and day. You found the coach, and you found the quarterback.
It's a physical game. I'm forever indebted for them putting their bodies on the line, working day in and day out to protect me. I just draw so much gratitude. Can't even put into words. Your life is literally in their hands.
Ooh, y'all hear that? Your life is literally in their hands. Ooh. Think about that for a second, y'all. Let that sink in.
New Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell.
Man, ain't nobody want no Taco Bell. Come on now. Let's go. Oh, that snow shot of that Panthers statue in the front is cold, man. That's cold. I like that.
Obviously not the season that we really wanted in terms of the record. However, I do feel like, we're making a lot of progress. Things are trending in a really good direction. I feel like the culture's changing here. You can really see the players' attitudes. We do have a lot of young guys in that locker room, and it takes time to learn how to win and learn how to finish.
All right. Can we talk about this for a second? We didn't get the results we wanted. That's the typical media response when you are building a franchise in the first year. You say, okay, we get 5 wins. That's not exactly what we were expecting. That's not what we wanted. Our end goal was to have a winning season, possibly make the playoffs. But I mean, if you look at it realistically, first year, you're not going to get there. It's not going to happen. It takes 3 years total to perfect your roster into something that we saw in 2015. So, that's the typical trained media response. When they train these coaches, they tell them, okay, you need to say this to the media, otherwise you're going to get eaten alive if you say the actual truth. Which is, okay, we were expecting 6 to 7 wins, and we got 5. Okay, we're just short of where we wanted to be for the first year, and that's all right. But you can't say that. So, because the media will be like, well, you were wanting a losing season? Blah, 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 So, that's the response you're going to get. And they're going to eat you alive. So, the trained response, like a trained SEAL, is to say, yeah, we were expecting a winning season, but we didn't get that. Alright, so, and it does take a while to build a winning team, to build a winning culture. It takes time. And a lot of people are not patient enough for that in this fan base. And I feel sorry for y'all, because you don't understand what it's like to watch this team slowly rise from the ashes like a phoenix and enjoy every little moment of that rise to power. You see what I'm saying? Some people just want that quick way up the mountain. It's like, boom, you're there at the top of the mountain. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. If you want to build properly, you got to take 2 to 3 years. That's how it works. Through the draft, through free agency, through roster building, through chemistry, through all the little things. Mechanics. Discipline. Consistency. That's the biggest one. Consistency. But you're not going to do it in the snap of a finger. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. It takes time. Be patient. And that's what Dan Morgan's trying to tell y'all, man. He's trying to slow y'all down and say, hold on a minute. We got something here. Y'all, sit tight. Sit tight. We about to build something here. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
Finish like Coach Canal says. So from the culture standpoint, I think you could tell the guys are starting to really buy into what Coach Canales is preaching.
What have you seen during this season that's made you believe he was the right choice?
You know, I think he's everything I thought he was going to be. Young, energetic, players coach that's, you know, really good with quarterbacks. And I think he's really shown that. And I think the guys really respond to him and they love playing for him. You know, he brings that energy out of practice every day in the meeting rooms, always optimistic about the future. And that's truly how he feels. You know, he's genuine and that's what I love about him.
Dave Canales is absolutely the right guy. We chose the correct man for the job. He's getting the job done. Everything that we're doing is culminating into wins and into potential wins. So, I mean, to me, he was the right choice. Absolutely. And I buy in 100%. I hope you guys do too.
All right, everybody get your sheets filled out. Everybody good there? Okay, sign each other's yearbooks. All good? Hey.
Just before we continue, watch how quiet this room got when this man started speaking. That's respect. That's respect towards your head coach right there. That is recognizing that that man is your leader. He is your horse. He is your dark horse that is leading that room. Everybody respects it, man. He's the alpha male of the room. And I gotta say, there's something about that, man, that gets me happy, man. It gets me excited. Because when a coach shows that type of energy when he walks into a room, man, you just want to play for that, man. You want to play for a coach like that. So, the last person to exude that type of energy was Steve Wilkes. And prior to him, Ron Rivera. You didn't see that type of energy from John Fox. You didn't see that type of energy from Matt Rule or Frank Wright. No. Which tells me this is a coach these players respect 1,000,000% and want to play for. This is not about a check. This is about a coach and a culture that they want to play for, that they're bought into. That right there, that presence right there, just that first 5 seconds. This man hasn't even started speaking about serious things yet, and he's already commanded the room. I got to tell you that. And I was watching him during training camp too. Same energy. Same exact energy. And I was like, whoa. Now we're getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Now we're getting somewhere. Let's continue.
Again, just appreciation. This meeting's not going to be long. Bottom of my heart, really appreciate all the hard work everybody put in. Okay, we're all grinding together, pulling in the same direction, so I really appreciate that part. Let's never make it about anything else but us. Finding our best. Let's never make it about the opponent. It's going to always be about us pursuing our best in every phase, everybody individually, right? Because that always works. It always works regardless of what situation we're in. You know, being in this situation, we're out of the playoffs with 3 games left. Are we still trying to find our best? I'm trying to grow as a coach.
He wants us to focus on our best. The best version of us as a team. He's only focused on us. He's not focused on the opponent. He's focused on what we're doing. And I'm like, wow. Huh. Okay. Okay. And he's right. Find the lie here. Because everything this man is saying is the truth. Everything.
Every game is a learning experience for me. Every game is an experience for you.
Obviously, Coach Canales, he did a really good job with this team. He's going to continue to evolve as a head coach and as a play caller, so I'm really excited about it.
We can play with anybody. My expectation and my hope is that what we've created this year is we go into next year believing we can play with anybody. We proved that to ourselves. My challenge, you guys, is to grow, right? Is to grow and take advantage of this time. Just a little bit every day in every area. And that's my challenge to you all. That's what I'm going to do. All right, ready, break.
That's a head coach right there. This man is stating facts. He says, this is who we are. We can compete with anybody. And then he challenges them. He gives them a challenge. And he says, grow a little bit each day. That's my coach right there. That's my coach. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in a head coach.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Find a pet-friendly.
Yes, sir, Dave.
So that's it. That's the end of the 2024 season for the Carolina Panthers. Dare I say there is a hope around the city that the organization is moving in the right direction. But what went well? Well, you'd have to say the offensive line took a major leap in this past season, allowing Bryce Young to thrive.
Bryce in the pocket, steps up, eludes the rush, throws end zone, caught, Adam Thielen!
Towards the end of the season, Young looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league.
I think consistency is one of the biggest things. Just the importance of being consistent regardless of what that circumstance is.
Ooh, y'all heard him say it. Y'all heard him say it. How many times will I use that word? How many times will I use the word consistent, y'all? Come on. How many times have you heard me preach about consistency with this team? They're getting a message, man. They're getting a message and they're applying it. That's what I want to see. God, it makes me happy as a Panthers fan right there. This man has drilled the word consistency into every Panthers player's brain. And they're applying it. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted from the beginning. Thank you. Let's get it. Thank you for hearing me, y'all. Thank you.
is. And it's something that I've kind of always believed, but, you know, I had an opportunity to kind of act on it this year.
He'll run for it. He's got the 10. Near side 5. Toward the pylon.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bryce Young.
I just trust my guys. I try to do everything I can to execute. You know, we had a couple zero pressures, and the line's been doing an amazing job.
All day. Keep controlling line of scrimmage. Don't keep leaning on it.
They deserve so much credit just for how they've been working day in and day out.
Great job controlling the line of scrimmage.
It's a perfect pass down the left sideline.
Confident, stepped up, dropped it right in the bucket. That's passing the football at his best.
You saw the run game significantly improve. Chuba Hubbard ran like a man possessed.
Let's go.
This isn't possible without a solid and significantly improved offensive line.
Y'all heard that right. Significantly and improved offensive line. Yes, Taylor Moton, that includes you. You pulled a 180. You shut me up this year. My respect to you. You shut me up, Taylor Moton. I challenged you to go out there and pull a 180, and you did it. My man. You seen the PFF grades. They speak for themselves. Let's go.
Bird the single back. They feed him again.
Gotta go.
First 1,000-yard season of his career. Chuba bangs it left, cuts it back inside, and in for a touchdown. It is the 21st career rushing touchdown for Chuba Hubbard, and he is now 5th all-time in Panthers history.
I think we're on the
5th all-time in Panthers history. This dude had an animal season, y'all. Animal season. And that's what happens when you invest in your offensive line. What did I tell you before this season started? Before this whole offseason started? I said invest in your offensive line. And watch what happens. Need I say more? The results speak for themselves.
The verge of something great. I just say I'm blessed to be in this position. I've come a long way. I'm thankful for the O-line and the coaches. It takes a village to do that, so just blessed and thankful.
Whether it's protecting the quarterback or running the football, I don't think we have a group that's ever satisfied. We're always striving to find ways to just be the best for our team.
Unit is tied for 5th in sacks allowed. Do you guys pay attention to that kind of stuff?
Me personally haven't noticed. Maybe JT have, I don't know. JT want to say hey to you guys.
How y'all doing?
Tied for 5th in sacks allowed.
Oh, hey, them boys doing their work up there. I ain't gonna lie.
See, he didn't know either, though. You know what I mean? We don't keep up with it. But it's cool, though. Thank you.
Robert Hunt was an animal all year long. This dude was pancaking people left and right all year long. And that's what happens when you invest in a guy like that. Big things start to happen. I've been trying to tell y'all. This is how a franchise builds correctly. It starts with the lines. And guess what we're going to be focused on this offseason? The D-line. So the next blueprint I expect to see is on the D-line after this offseason. Once we start getting into the regular season. Watch this.
It's 5 guys that have to be on the same page in order to have success. As long as we can get them to do that, then we're going to have success. Whether we're running the ball, throwing the ball, doesn't matter.
Communication.
You know, you got 5 guys who on the same page, who mean, tough, and nasty, and protect their quarterback. Who can stop them?
It doesn't really matter about the crowd noise. It doesn't really matter about the accolades. We're just out there trying to get a job done.
They set the tone every single game. Their energy permeates throughout the entire group. And, you know, run or pass, we can't do anything without them.
Ooh, y'all heard Bryce Young. You can't do anything without him. Big statement from your quarterback right there. Big statement.
Here we go. I got
you. Yeah, right.
Our offensive line moved the line of scrimmage probably 5-6 yards down the field. Big Robert Hunt Corbett, Taylor Moton. Chuba just gets in behind, gets a dirty 6 yards right there to convert for another first down.
A guy that gets 1 sack a game for a season, he's going to be in the Pro Bowl, talking Hall of Fame. You get one offensive lineman gives up a sack every game, he's fired. He's out of a job. That's the difference.
Big difference. Big difference. Joe Velasco asks, have you heard what Cam Newton said? Yeah, I heard what he said. He could have chose his words differently, but I'm not going to get myself involved in that, to be honest. That's just typical Panthers, squabble about some stuff, and it's, yeah. Cam could have chosen his words differently, but the point remains. Cam was drafted into a team of players that sucked the year before. That's why he was drafted there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten Cam Newton. Like, in any part of what he was saying, find the lie. That's all I'm saying. With all due respect to Steve Smith, the GOAT, man, I respect your opinions, but at what point do you just have to admit that Bryce is not lying? Cam Newton, Cam Newton's talking from a business perspective, and I respect it. And at the end of the day, money talks, man. Money talks. So, yeah, you can develop a relationship with a player. Yeah, you can develop a relationship with the coaching staff. But at the end of the day, recognize that you could get moved at any point. Any point before that trade deadline. And once offseason hits, during certain periods, you can get moved at any time. Look at Rodgers. Look at Jude. Look at Cooper Kupp. Both of them were informed that the team has already made the decision for them. And it reminds me of baseball in the way that you got a 162 game season. At any point, these players could be traded, cut, or moved in some way, shape, or form. So no matter what the relationship is with these players, you might have that the next day. That's all I'm saying. Like, while we do cherish that, while we do respect that, we do honor that in Carolina, there is that to consider. At the end of the day, the business side of the NFL rules all. The money rules everything. So, eventually, money talks, man. Money talks. So, I'm with Cam Newton on this one. I know people are not going to want to hear that. I know people are going to want to throw smoke, and that's fine. Let them. But Cam was strictly speaking from a business perspective, and I can understand and get behind that because I'm a businessman myself. I understand that business lingo. I understand how businesses are run. Yeah, certain things you can take personal, but at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep it $150, man. Because that's how it rolls. So, and both these gentlemen have a little bit of an egotistical way about them. You know what I mean? But the thing is, You know, and Steve Smith was done dirty by this management. Let's keep it a buck. He was done dirty. So I don't blame him for saying what he did when he was a Baltimore Raven once they beat us. I don't blame him one bit. I'm not even mad at that. But looking at it from a purely business perspective, listen to what Cam is saying. Listen to the whole interview message of Cam Newton. Don't just take one or two lines. Listen to the whole thing. And I see some people trying to do that in the media when they posted it up on Facebook, and I'm like, no. Listen to the whole thing in full context. Because this man is trying to tell you from a business perspective, this is how it works. This is how things are done. You know, this is how franchises and GMs look at things. And I can kind of respect where Cam is coming from. And he's going to talk a little bit more about that in his interview with Ron Rivera there. So, we'll get to that. But I wanted y'all to understand, purely business perspective is what Cam is saying. Yes. Could he have worded it differently? Yes. But is he lying? If he's lying, where's the lie? I get it if you're a player that's been there a long time and they take that personally. I get it. But again, your team sucked the year before. That's why you got Cam Newton in the first place. How do you think you got him? You didn't get it. You didn't get him by going 8-8. You didn't get him by getting a winning season. You didn't get him by going to the playoffs. You got him because you sucked. Let's call it what it is. You know, these players can get offended if they want to, but let's call the spade a spade here. You had a 2-win season. That's why you got Cam Newton. Call it what it is. It's a team full of losers. They didn't know how to win. They didn't know what they were doing. They were unorganized. And he's speaking facts. I mean, some of these players were actually hungry to win. I'll give them that. You know. And for those players, I don't blame you if you take that a little bit personal. That's understandable because he has choice of words. But end of the day, the team as a whole sucked. And I mean, Cam Newton will back you up on that if you start spreading that message, because it's true. And he probably could have stopped right there. You know, he probably could have said, you know, the team sucked. That's why I'm here. But he didn't. And this is why he's saying what he was saying. He's used to winning. He came from a championship product in Auburn. And before that, he came from another championship product. So he's used to winning. So he goes into that locker room, he says, okay, I see a bunch of disorganized guys that don't know what they're doing. Some of you are here for a paycheck. Some of you actually want to win. But bottom line is, this is a team full of losers. That's how y'all got me. I'm about to turn this around. And see, if he would have worded it like that, I think he could have gotten a lot more traction and a lot more respect from those Panther players that were on that roster at the time. You see what I'm saying? Like, just word it a little bit different, Cam. And I think people will start to see where you're coming from, bro. Because I do. I get it. I'm with you. I understand what you're talking about, man. Because, again, I come from a business perspective. I understand these things. You know? I respect that hustle, and I respect that energy that you bring. So, I feel you on that. But you gotta... And I respect the fact that you're trying to put it in a business perspective for people to understand. Because most people don't understand the business perspective. They see, oh, you're loyal to a team, right? You're loyal to a certain city. You're loyal to a certain fan base. Okay, cool. But that's not all it is. It's not just all about loyalty. You got to come out there and play. You're signed to a contract. You're making money for that city. You're under an ownership. You're under a GM. So you got to come out there and play. So when that franchise signs you, they expect a full season of, let's get it. You know? Every game. Every practice, every workout. Let's get it. You know? Bring that winning energy. And I get it. Some of these players don't feel that way. They just want the bag. Well, here's the thing. Under Dave Canellis, this ain't the place for you. If you just here for a bag, you ain't gonna put out the work ethic, this ain't the place for you. Dave Canellis just set a new standard in Carolina, and I respect it. He's putting loyalty, energy, dedication, commitment, and consistency together with the business side of things. And that's what we want. That's the new culture of the Panthers, and that's what we need. That's what we've been needing for a while. Y'all, 10 years. 10 years. That's what we've been needing. After that Super Bowl, we started to lose that commitment. We started to lose that winning energy. That winning formula. It started to fall apart. And that's why these players came in here looking for a bag, and they got their bag. Marty gave them a bag. You know? Scott Federer gave them a bag. But we're not doing that no more. None of the damn Morgan. You know why Robert Hunt was paid $100 million? Because he earned it. This man's out here pancaking people. He's a machine. He's a monster. That's why he's earning that money. And I respect it now. I respect the amount now. After seeing him for a full season, now I see why we paid him that. Could we have cut back to about 85% maybe? You know? So we could free up some money to move to other places around the roster? Sure. Do you need to be at $100 million? Top paid guard in the league? Not necessarily. You could be second or third. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We're not trying to set records here in Carolina. We're trying to make sure everybody's got their share so we get the players that we need. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I would cut back on that. But 85 million? Oh, absolutely. He is worth that and then a little bit extra. I'd pay him 90. I ain't even lying to you. I'd pay him 90. I'll compromise. I'll meet y'all in the middle on that. This man's worth it. But when you put this together with consistency, dedication, effort, focus on mechanics, hands, feet, everything. And when it comes together, bruh, 5th in sacks allowed, y'all. 5th. Where were we last year? Before that? Somebody remind me. That's what happens when you invest in your offensive line. That is what happens. Thank you. Thank you, Dan Morgan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. For understanding that is how you start building a winning culture. That's how you start building. Right there. It's got to start with the lines. Every time that we have a winning franchise, it starts with the lines. How did Detroit start? How did Green Bay start? How did New England start? How did KC start? With offensive and defensive lines. How did Philadelphia start? Offensive and defensive lines. Did you notice that Pacheco could not even run on that Eagles D-line for the entire game during that Super Bowl? The entire game. This man was stood up to under 70 yards. That's what a strong D-line does for you. And that's what we're about to get in this offseason. Get ready. Because the same dedication that Dan Morgan put into that offensive line, he's about to put into that D-line. Watch this. Watch this. Y'all about to see some magic happen. I'm telling y'all right now. And that schedule is favoring us next year. We'll have to see what these teams do. Because at that point, it ain't about us. You know, once we come out of the gate and we know who we are, then it's about what are we playing against? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What do we got to do to win the game? What talent do we have? What talent do they have? Match it up. Let's play ball. You never know what can happen on Sunday. Even if the odds are against us. We love it when the odds are against us. That's when we thrive. Y'all seen it many, many times over. Even when we didn't have the talent. And that's what a great coach does for you. And a great front office. When they start building that roster correctly, sky's the limit. But yeah, what Cam said was purely from a business perspective, though. And I respect it. Many people might disagree with it, but I respect it. Could he have chosen his words differently? Sure. But I get what he's trying to say. And I also get what Steve Smith is trying to say, too. So, I get where he's coming from, too. So, it is what it is, man. That's why I didn't want to get involved, because it's past players, you know. I'm more focused on this team right now. With all due respect to the veterans, man. Y'all have had your time. We're focused on this team right now. What are we doing at present right now? And that's what this blueprint is for. So let's continue.
I'm happy, you know, Bryce scoring 10 touchdowns a game, 2 for running 5 a game. Let's celebrate together. It's just like I throw 5 touchdowns myself.
Are you really the last person to find out about this Skip Ads Forever button?
Stupid ads. Alright, let's go.
O-line just unique in the fact that we don't have many positive stats. Like all the stats are really just negative. Like, whatever position we really have to play perfect. Like, we can't have a bad drive, a bad game, because one bad play can really just change the whole game. So,
you know, if you don't protect, you can't throw it. You can't block, you can't run it.
Facts. Facts. You heard what that man just said. Run it back. Let him say it again for you. Listen to this, y'all.
like, whatever position we really have to play perfect. Like, we can't have a bad drive, a bad game, because one bad play can really just change the whole game. So,
you know, if you don't protect, you can't throw it. You can't block, you can't run it.
Y'all heard that. There it is. Primary purpose of the offensive line. Right there. Primary purpose. One bad play could change an entire game. Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
We are the foundation of the team.
The foundation of the team. I love that. Great phrase. That's a great phrase right there. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Expand on that, Damien. I want people to understand what that means. I want you to explain what that means to people. In your own words, brother.
That's good.
You going out on the white line?
No, because of special teams. I don't want it that far. I don't want to be in Tracy's way.
Goody and I have been doing this together starting in 2012. We did it for our whole time together in the Bucs, and it's a little different. We kind of break up the offensive line. He does centers, guards, I do the tackles.
Family meeting.
I am.
Meeting. Don't piss me off today. I'm gonna yell really hard at you. Yes, I'm hot.
I am too.
Well, hot.
That's a double. Oh, hey, double decker.
Hey, I'm definitely yelling at your ass today.
Like, these guys are legit, too. Like, Joe working the tackles, Goody working the interior, Khalid grab the center. So it's a good little setup how they doing it.
It's great. Good. You have a good day today?
Yeah, you gonna have a good day?
I always have a good day, man.
Josh, I told Timo you got blood coming out of your ears from him talking so much.
Last time till off-season ball. Let's make sure it's smooth today. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey!
Punch it, drive, drive!
Pick it up, put it down, drive the second step.
Trevor, so hot, drive that foot, drive it! There you go, good.
Pay attention so we don't screw this up. I hate to see two fat guys run into each other.
Yeah, I work with both of them, but I spend a lot of time with Goody though.
Cover down, same drill we've been doing all goddamn year, let's go.
I just see my style now like a little bit more laid back and, you know, a little bit more calm, I could say.
Hey! Get out of the way, Milk Dud. A little bit more tempo before I kick your ass. Here we go.
You know, he all about the details.
Second step, D-Lou, get in the ground. Second step. There it is, good.
You know, he want the best from you, and he demand the best. So you out there messing around, here come Goody, he coming. So you better be ready to work.
Hold your water, Kate. Stop fucking jumping.
I like it.
Hurry up, cover down.
The older I get, the more mellow I get, but I still demand what I need and what I want to see.
Get set, let's go. Get in and get set. Hustle black. Hey, give me a head up technique with shoulder. Here we go, in quick. Hey! Boom. Good, 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 good.
The run game, that's his emphasis, and then I do all the protection stuff. When you look at the number of reps that the guys are getting in individual period, it's tenfold.
It's been great having Coach Joe.
What's his coaching style like?
He's a little old school. You know, he might get on you a little bit, but at the end of the day, he wants to see you be great.
I need 3 guys up, line up. Here we go, Egg, let's go. On the turbo now. Turbo, so hot, drive that light. There you go, right there, stay on it. Turbo, so hot, punch it, drive, good. Woo!
You know, Coach Joe, he just works with tackles. That one-on-one attention, that specialized attention, you know, he definitely helps a lot.
See what I'm saying? You're doing a good job right here. You're picking it up, put it down, and then this back leg's not coming. You're kind of hopping, and that's why you get turned. You follow me? It is about relationship.
Ooh, he just called Icky out on that one. That was Icky he just called out on that. Oof. Technique. Technique. What'd I tell you, Icky? Technique. He got your number, bro.
guys. And I think when you build
Let's
a
go.
good relationship with your players, you know, they know that you got their best interest in them. I got mid zone to the right, getting that A gap, move up a little bit, JK, hold for count and go. They know that you got their back. Now you can kind of say, hey, listen, this isn't good enough. They're smart. They want to get better. They want to be the best they can. But at the same time, they want to know why. And I think if you can show them why, they buy in. And that's what Icky did. What's that?
No, us in the 30s?
No, because the back's starting away from me.
Dan, you've been around Icky since he got here. You've spent a lot of money on this offensive line. How does he factor in?
Yeah, I think Icky fits right in there. We think a lot of Icky. I think he's got better every single year. I think he made strides this season. I think Joe Gilbert and his staff have done a really good job with the O-line in general.
Go, that's it.
Look, let me ask this thing. Y'all got so much love for Icky right now. Now, I said this man will give you 3 quarters. He will not give you a full 4. Because he just doesn't have it in him right now. Now, my question is, next year, next season, will he give you 4 whole quarters of football? That's my question for y'all. That's my challenge for you, Icky. I challenged Taylor Moton. Now I'm going to challenge you. It's your turn, Icky. Give me 4 whole quarters. Not 3. 4 whole quarters. Consistently every game. That's what I need to see from you. Good technique. Get out of that Cameron Irving zone, man. Get out of that comfort zone. I need 4. Let's see it. I'm going to be at training camp. And I want to watch you. And I got you, man. It's nothing but love. But I need to see you improve, brother. I need to see you move forward. You see what I'm saying? It's about moving forward. It's about success. Moving forward. So show me that. Alright, let's continue. They talked a lot about Icky here. And that's why I said, you know, maybe we could get Icky some help in depth. Maybe get the next Brady Christensen in this draft. You know, or the next Cade Mays in this draft. Is depth. I'd be down for that. Either one of the two or both, if we got the picks to do it. And I've shown you in mock drafts, you know, on mock draft Mondays how to do that. You know, we've been able to find that. I haven't been revealing the names of the people that I've been finding. Mainly because I don't want the NFL scouts to get a hold of that information. Because the last time they got a hold of that information, Detroit stole Penei Sewell from us. You see what I'm saying? A pick right before us, which forced us to go for J.C. Horn, and that ended up being our number 1 corner. So it ended up working out, but we ended up going with our second choice, and that's not something I want to see happen again. You know, ever since that day, I've been focused on hiding that information when we've been doing mock drafts so that people can't guess or figure out or put the puzzle pieces together as far as what we're trying to get. Y'all do your own scouting. Y'all figure out who you think fits that bill the best for those 2 spots. Do your own research. Y'all take your own guesses. And sometime during March and April, we'll be throwing them in randomly during mock drafts. And we'll see if you're correct. Because me and my team, we got Brady Christensen and Cade Mays correct. And we're about to hit on it again. Let's go do it again. Let's run it back. And I'll tell you, if we run it back correctly again, that's depth. That's depth. Because I'm not feeling Zavala. I'm not feeling that depth, man, on this board. The only depth I feel is Brady Christensen and Cade Mays right now. Those two I know for a fact are solid depth pieces. Now, that in and of itself is not enough. You need one more. At either tackle or guard. That you could rotate around. Now, yes, we will have to deal with center. And center is on our radar too. Because of Bozeman being let go. And Corbett having that bum ankle injury. Or whatever that injury was he has. I think it was like a foot injury or something. I don't remember. Point is, you know, I think it might have been a knee. Y'all let me know in chat because I don't quite remember. But point is, you know, at some point, you know, he's going to be thinking about retirement. So we're going to have to find something to eventually replace Corbett once he retires. So that's just something to think about, man. You get the correct depth pieces, we got a solid foundation for the next 3 to 4 years. We've already got our starting five. You know, you get some solid depth pieces, rotate Brady Christensen around all 5 spots, have Cade Mays sit at center, and get that one more person. Or possibly 2. If you can get 2 in the next 2 years. That's the goal. Get 2. And I'm telling you, you're going to see results. It's going to look like 2015 where once these guys get injured in regular season, next man up, and the next man up is just as strong, physical, and powerful on that line as the guy that got injured. But just slightly below the talent level. And that's what we're aiming for at each level. Each one is going to be slightly less than the last one. You know, as we go down the depth chart. That's what we're aiming for. And shout out to Ron Rivera for figuring out how to get that done. And getting the right players. Because he knew, man. Gettleman knew as well how to find these people. Now, the problem was the contracts and Gettleman dealing with the players themselves. But that was his kryptonite. That was his Achilles heel. He knew it. So, that's what got him fired. But, I mean, one more year at Gettleman, man. I'm telling you. One more year at Gettleman. If you were willing to put up with him one more year, we might have just seen a Lombardi in 2016. What y'all think about that? We retain all our players. If we had kept Gettleman, yeah, people would be pissed off at Dave. But think about it, man. Wouldn't you like to see a Lombardi sitting in that case? Instead of just dust? That's all I'm saying. I mean, I get it. People don't like Gettleman. But you got to respect his methods, man. They worked. And that's the formula we're following. Except for the difference is, Dan cares about these players. He cares about the contracts. He cares about what people are getting paid. He's not overpaying these players, but he gets what we're trying to do. He's found that balance, y'all. He's found that perfect formula between Marty finding the good players and Dave Gettleman caring about the the money. You know what I mean? It's that perfect balance. And that's why I believe in Dan Morgan, man. Dan Morgan's, he's the man. He's the man for the job. And not only that, he played on a Super Bowl Panthers team, so he knows what success looks like. Because he's lived it. He's played with it on this field. So Dan Morgan knows exactly what he wants, and he knows how to get it. Well, while respecting the players. That's how you get that balance. And I think that's the formula, man. I think it is. Patriots tried that with Jared Mayo. It didn't work out. But sometimes it's just the wrong player. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just the wrong former player. And Jared Mayo is just the wrong former player. They'll figure it out. Hopefully not in the time that it takes us to build our empire, though. But, yeah. I wanted to touch on Icky, though, man. Because Icky's a major piece on this offensive line. He is the kryptonite at the moment. If you want to call him that. The rest of the offensive line is Superman. He is the kryptonite. I just need him to become a Superman. That's what I'm looking for. 4 whole quarters. Become the Superman, Icky. I believe in you. I've had faith in you, man. But this next year is your make it or break it, man. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Otherwise, we gotta move on. We gotta find somebody that's not a Cameron Irving, that is a Superman on this offensive line. Yes, we were 5th in sacks allowed, but we always want to look to improve. Hear what I'm saying again, y'all. We're always looking to improve and upgrade our players at any way that we can do it without having to break the bank. So if you slacken, pick up the pace if you're a player. If you're playing lazy, stop playing lazy. Because we will replace you. Because this is not the team for that. If you're just here for a bag, it shows in the locker room. And it shows on the field. This is not the team for you. But if you're here to win, you're here to help us build a championship team, stick around. Adam Thielen sees it. J.C. Horn sees it. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Damian Lewis definitely sees it. Because this dude's out here pancaking people for you. You better give him his love. And I ain't talking about the $100 million. I'm talking about give this man some respect and some love. This man is opening up lanes for Chuba Hubbard. He's opening up lanes for Bryce Young. He is protecting him. He's his bodyguard, man. All year long. This dude's been an animal for you and for this coaching staff. You better show him his love, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, you gotta look, B gap open, just expect some type of second level stuff. He's a tough kid and athletic. He can bend, he can come off the ball, he can get movement at the point of attack. You know, his biggest thing is his level of consistency. And I think that was the big thing, pointing it out to him.
Boom. Boom. What'd I just say? What did I just get done saying? His level of consistency. See, now I'm not the only one that sees it, man. I'm not the only one that sees this. And this man sees it on a daily basis during practices. He needs to be doing this consistently. Meaning, we need 4 whole quarters of football from you. Boom. Say it again, coach. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Tough kid and athletic. He can bend. He can come off the ball. He can get movement at the point of attack. You know, his biggest thing.
That's what he can do. That's what he can do. Now let's see what your Achilles heel is.
Thing is his level of consistency, and I think that.
Boom. Now I'm gonna let the rest of this play out because I want to hear what he has to say about him. Isn't that what I've been saying all year, though? Isn't that what I've been saying all year? Trying to tell y'all.
That was the big thing, pointing it out to him, saying, hey, here's what you do really well. You know, here are the things you got to work on. Hey.
Exactly what we just did. We just replayed your words. All you doing is pointing it out. There you go.
Train with that outside. If he's pressing you outside, right, make sure you emphasize not dropping that outside hip. Again.
It's been great having Coach Joe. You know, I take it well. I take the coaching well. You know, it's all love at the end of the day, and I just know he wants the best for me.
That's urgency. Let's go.
Exactly, man. And that's exactly what we want, man. We want the best out of these players, man, no matter what. And I'm glad Icky's gotten that message, man. He understands tough love. He understands what we're trying to do, man. And I think that's a lot of the reason that we're still trying to give this man his opportunity to become that next Pro Bowler on this offensive line. You know? But he's got to ascend to the next level, man. He's got to get to that level where everybody else is, where Taylor Moton is right now. He's got to get to that level. And he hasn't gotten there yet. And I mean, with all the love and respect, you know, he is doing all that stuff, but at the same time, consistency. That's what we're trying to preach to you, brother. We need you to hear that message, bro. I need you to spit it back to us. I need to hear it from you, Icky. What do we want? Consistency. Come on, brother. We're going to give you a chance, man. We're going to give you a chance this year. You're still under contract. Let's see what you got, man. Make it a rookie year. Let's see what you got. But eventually, man, it's going to come down to a decision time. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with you. And if you still have not broken past that glass ceiling and gotten past the Cameron Irving level, we're going to have to figure out what we're doing with you, bro. That's just how it is. And I mean, we need 5 solid Supermen up front. That's what we need. Unbreakable Supermen. We got 4. I can confidently say we have 4 right now. And that includes Taylor Moton. Taylor, yes, I'm talking to you. You have ascended to that level. Awesome job. My hat's off to you. And if Taylor can do it, Icky can do it. I got faith in the man. It might be misplaced faith, but I got faith. I believe in you. Don't make me regret saying that.
Outside footwork, Ick, right? Outside footwork. Good, Ick, you win! Good, nice job. Good. He's stubborn at times, but I'm pretty relentless on him. And, you know, he started to build that level of consistency.
The snap. Handoff. Hubbard has a hole. across the 40.
Yeah.
On that last pass play, Nazee Johnson came off the edge. Icky shoves him to the ground, and then a good movement by Icky right there on that run play.
Day in, day out. Know he coming to work. He accountable. He reliable. He always hard on himself. But you just see that he improving.
It's so hard to build continuity and consistency when this week there's a new guy, this week there's a new guy. And this year with Damian being there, you could see that they were consistent, they were together, they built that continuity. That's how you build it.
Now it's a shotgun. Brooks off the right hip. Young.
Exactly. And that's what we did for a number of years. Is we played musical chairs because we just did not get the personnel. We played musical chairs. We were moving people around, this, that, and the third, and just playing around. Just had, playing a kid's game. And this is a grown man's sport. You can't be playing a kid's game in a grown man's sport. This is how you keep losing. Because you keep acting like this is some type of like, I don't even know. Y'all fill in the analogy on this one. I'm gonna let y'all have this one. But this is a grown man's sport. And when we got people rotating left, right, and up and down, like it's Madden. What we doing here? For 9 years, what are we doing? We didn't even know what we were doing. And this year, we finally figured out what we're doing. With Damian Lewis in the house. You know what I'm saying? Damian Lewis was that anchor that started it. And I kept trying to tell everybody we should have never got rid of Bozeman. Bozeman was that anchor. He was Ryan Khalil 2.0. People didn't want to listen to me. So I said, all right, watch what happens. Offensive line fell apart. They were confused. They didn't know their lane assignments. They didn't know nothing. They didn't have call-outs. None of that. Because Corbin doesn't do that. He's a guard. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. If you're going to get rid of Bozeman, get a glorified center, man. That's what he does. But people didn't want to hear that. I'm trying to tell you. We finally have a management that actually listens, man. They actually understand this stuff. They get what I'm saying. And they're acting on it. And I appreciate that. And I respect that, man. Thank you, gentlemen. See, we got some grown men in this office right now. We got some grown men in here that actually understand these concepts. Because it's a grown man's sport. Thank you. That's what I've been waiting for. For 9 years, this is what I've been waiting for. Thank you for rewarding my faith and my trust in you. And hearing what I'm saying, man. And applying it. Thank you. God, this team's been needing this for so long. It's like water in the Sahara, man. I'm telling you.
It's a perfect pass down the left sideline, and a nice job by Kwanu picking up the blitz.
Nice job protection-wise.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely said I took a good step forward this year. It's a big thanks to Joe.
There you go. Hey, let's finish this year on the positive note and win. All right, win on three. 1, 2, 3, win. I do see that we had growth, as an offensive line as the season went on. We still had some ups and downs, but when we got to Germany, you could definitely see that's kind of to me, the focal point of when things started to change.
There we go.
Come on now.
Let's go.
Tennessee Mains.
There's a lot of excuses with the travel and things like that, not to be able to play at a high level, but I just remember that Friday practice and just how focused the guys were. They were locked in, and you just felt the difference in the team and the camaraderie going on after practice. This is about to be different.
That's the moment. That's the day. That's the day that we just became a Panthers franchise, y'all. Reborn. Renewed. Refreshed. That Friday practice that he's referring to in Germany, that is the rebirth of the Carolina Panthers right there. Yeah, we were struggling. Yeah, we were out of balance. Yeah, we were trying to figure it out. That practice, we figured it out. And that is what led to the success that we had at the second half of the year. And what's going to drive us forward from this point forward. We have found the formula. That day, we found the formula. And it all started right there. I want y'all to remember that. Remember that day. We're going to mark that down in our Panthers calendars as the day the Panthers were reborn. I'm telling you. Mark it down. We're going to celebrate this anniversary, man. Every year we're going to celebrate it. We're going to do a live stream. We're going to celebrate it. If I'm able to. Depending on what day of the week it is. And what I got going on. But if we turn into a winning franchise after this offseason, mark that Friday down as Rebirth Day for the Carolina Panthers. Celebration streams every year. Y'all don't let me forget. Hold me accountable for it. We're doing it. And if we can't do it on the day of, we're going to do it a couple days after. You know, whenever we can reschedule it. But we're going to do it. Doggone it. Because that's big. That's big right there. I always wanted to do that back in the day, man. When we had the 2015 celebration squad, man. And we were doing all that work. We were putting it in. And I said, what was the day that started it all? What was the day that rebirthed the Carolina Panthers and restarted that? That heartbeat for the Carolina Panthers. And now we have a date. Now we know. And I want to thank that coach right there for giving us that date. Mark it down, y'all. Mark it down in your calendars. Because when this team starts going 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, just like we did back in 15, watch this. I want y'all to come in and celebrate with me on that stream, man. I want y'all to come in. Because it's going to be a party, man. We're going to bring beer. We're going to bring whatever y'all want to drink. Chips, salsa, whatever y'all want to eat, man. Shoot. It's going to be a party stream. That's going to be what it is. Shout out to the coach, man. Shout out to the offensive line coach for giving us that date. Appreciate you, sir. We're going to honor that for you. And we're going to honor it in your name. Because you're the one that opened us up, man. To be able to do that. Let's do it.
Hold up. Hold up. Good. Hold up.
There was no jet lag. There was no loafing around. It was efficient practice. It was well organized.
Fridays have always been, you're still putting in red zone and some other things. But when we went to Germany that Friday, we had a really good practice and the guys were locked in and it just kind of felt different.
Let's go 11-11.
They're together, they're having fun. and it just kind of felt like that's where it really kind of came together a little bit.
We had to go all the way to Germany to have our best Focus Friday of the year. Trying to stay up this afternoon, okay, this evening right here, all right? Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Germany I thought it was cool. That was a highlight because I went to Germany last year with Miami, but I was injured, so I didn't get to play. So this year I got to play.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate.
I got ads here. Sit tight, man. We had to go to Germany to have one of those days, man. We had to go to Germany in order for us to end up there. Huh.
We are at Allianz Arena.
Right now they're doing introductions for the Carolina Panthers.
Whatever
Not
it
an
takes.
empty seat. It's most likely going to be loud the whole game, and it'll be a great experience for these guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, shout out to all the Germany fans, too, that attended that game or couldn't attend that game and still supported us in Germany, man. Much love to y'all. Because y'all sparked what this team is now. Y'all helped us in a major, major way. So shout out Germany, man. I hope we can get like one game in Germany every once in a while now. Because, God, the energy, man, in that stadium. When they started singing Sweet Caroline as a whole crowd and started doing the Keep Pounding chants, man, I felt that. I felt that. The last time I felt that energy was 15, y'all. And I was in the stadium for that. You feel me?
All day. Let's go. Come on. Let's get it. Let's go, AC. Come on.
The excitement, the whole thing of us, and then how we finished in overtime, that really started us off on that run of where we started to play some, good football.
Hitting the backfield, lost the football, and the Panthers say they have it, and they do!
Yes! Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Man in motion, toss right, Hubbard gets a block from Timo, turns the corner, Hubbard down the right sideline, cuts it inside, Chuba inside the 5-yard line.
How you say good job in German?
I'm ready for that 2-minute drive now.
You don't know? How you say good job in German?
Good job.
Just put a little accent on it.
Good job. On the end.
Guten job.
That's all right.
I don't know if that's correct.
It's definitely not all business. We definitely take our time to joke around a little bit, keep it loose, have some fun. But, when it's time to work, we definitely get to work. And I feel like, that's something we take pride in, being able to flip that switch.
Go.
Yeah, Rob brings great energy to the room, but also, just dominance on the field as well.
Big body that can move, physical, tough.
And go out there and joke with you and also go out there and put somebody in the dirt.
It's a great job. Robert Hunt gets out in front of this play. He's so big and physical. He gets out on the read and just puts his big hands on him. She was able to put his foot in the ground and run through for a touchdown.
Comes in and is able to have energy and to bring that joy and excitement to work, but also have that intensity and that fire and that dog when the lights come on.
Josie Jewell intercepts it.
Rob, my energy guy. I said, Rob, I need my energy. He looked at me, D-Lo, I got you. Come back.
Well, what my energy?
You got it today.
My energy.
I need you to bring it today.
He's been great for the room. He's a great leader, very passionate about the game. He's been a pleasure to coach.
Ooh, he's been a pleasure to coach. Y'all hear that? How many points
today,
Hold up. How many offensive linemen can we say in the previous 10 years that a coach has ever said that about. Name one. Name one in the last 10 years. See, y'all can't do it, can you? We got a dog on this offensive line. I'm trying to tell you, we got a dog. Nobody can name one.
Casual, huh?
He's a different animal.
Hello, Joe. It's great to see you today.
Shut up, Brady.
How's fancy Charlotte?
Fellas?
It's comfortable. Go get them. Cheers, Coach. Let me get you some.
I don't think I can pull that off.
All right, let's get into our Friday routine. All right.
My role is I'm the guy that's up front. I start off every day. I present the run game along with Khalid, who helps me with it.
Biggest thing we talked about, right? Just being on the same page. All right, he's got an opportunity just to look what side is the best side to go. Make sure you guys are running to each other. We good here, Cade?
Good. Can you freeze that for a second? If we had any type of drop back, this is the point. 55's up to the left here.
Never really seen it work like that, but like they literally split it up, and they do a really good job of doing that.
All right, remember you guys got to give Bryce time to do all this. Flip his hips and go find the back again.
I get the feeling Dave's going to call all this stuff. So just make sure we know what we're doing and we're locked in. So there's no reason to take it next week. There is no next week. Other than that, just make sure, right, we're locked in this morning. Make sure you do a good job of finishing, right? Remember, it is your resume. Make sure you take care of it. It's your legacy. Everybody good?
Goody gets up, he does the run. Hey, here's the install, this is how we're handling it, and then vice versa, we switch. I'll go up, I'll do the protect.
This is your resume. This is your livelihood. Oh. God. Dude's laying it on thick. He's letting y'all know.
Protection part. Down in the red zone, you guys know that the cover 0 versus Atlanta here is big. See how they're bringing that extra guy? We got to push back. Now, they got an extra hitter here, but you got to keep pushing.
Coach come in the meeting room and said we got to be the most fearless team out there. And it started up front.
Everybody good with the protection stuff? You guys have done a hell of a job overall this year. I mean, cut that in half. We're down to 36. Let's go out with no sacks this week. Protect Bryce. Give us a W this week.
In the words of the Doors, this is the end, my friend. A regular season finale. Carolina looking to play spoiler as Atlanta needing a win. Along that offensive line, the Great Wall of Carolina, which has been the strength of the team this year. One change today. No Robert Hunt, who's been their best lineman, the right guard. He's out. Chandler Zavala will make his second start of the season.
Here we go, Chad. Hey, we can set it right here, me and you.
And respect to Chandler Zavala for having a really, really good game. You know, and it's starting to change my perspective on it a little bit. I need to see more of it, though. So, Zavala, if you can give me more games like that one, then I'll say, okay, maybe we need to keep you around a little longer. You know? We don't have to replace you. You could be that last guy. You know what I mean? But you're not a rotational piece. We still need that rotational piece. You know what I'm saying? So, that would free up Brady Christensen to move on to other parts, you know, of the offense and help them out. If you're solid, Zavala. You know, the less stuff that Brady Christensen has to do, the better. You know, that way he can just free flow as a depth piece. Rotational. And that's my whole thing is like, we've got Brady Christensen out there rotating around. We've got Cade Mays rotating around. They can do both. We just need that one more guy. That's what I keep telling y'all, man. We need that one more guy that can rotate. And I'm telling you, if Zavala does what he's supposed to be doing, and he becomes a dog, We're set. I'm trying to tell you right now, we are set. We ain't got to do nothing else until what's his name at center retires. My brain just, I had a brain fart right there. Corbett retires, and I think we found our backup center. I think it's going to be Cade Mays. But here's my question for you: who's going to back up Cade Mays? See, that's what people aren't thinking about. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. We need that one more rotational piece. We get that last rotational piece, and he could do the things that we need him to do. Depth is rock solid. We're set for the next 3 to 4 years. Zavala, I need you to take that next step up. Are you ready to do that? Mr. Chandler Zavala. Make it or break it. Are you going to be that guy? Or are you going to be the next rotational piece for somebody else? Your choice. That's my challenge for you, sir. Become that rock solid winner for us. Alright, let's go. Let's continue.
We can say it right here.
Best game. So happy to be with you another year, brother.
Yes,
all right?
sir.
Let's go and finish it off strong, all right?
My job this season was to be a leader, you know, do more, bring the young guys along, Icky, Chan, Cade. How could I be an impact to them?
Look. We got a great 10 to start 2025 all right with a dub, bro. We set the foundation this year. We know what we're working with this year, bro.
D-Lou's a dog. He's someone who doesn't say a lot, but when he does talk, everyone listens.
Now we got to go up another level. You see what I'm saying? It's going to take all of us out here to do our job.
Really, the biggest thing that came across was just how much it meant to him. That emotion comes out.
Let Jay play mean, tough, and nasty today. Leave it all out. You got 4 months you finna go rest, bro.
Everybody follow that energy.
Hey, trick it on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, big dog. One last ride.
Communication with you two, right, D-Lou? Let's go.
Let's do it.
I should have noticed early.
Be physical, be dominant. Ooh. I like that. I like that right there. Yup. Good message. Good message. And see, the rest of the offensive line took that energy and they said, I want to be a part of that. I want that dog mentality and that dog energy that Damian Lewis has. Let me get a taste of that. You know? Let me take a sip of that lemonade right there. That tastes good. Let's see a few games more of this. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling it now. It's infectious, man. It is. In a positive way. And I love that.
Oh, that's a good. You mic'd up. And I looked up and I saw you. Was it you? You with that big cameras zoomed. I'm like, this motherfucker mic'd up and didn't tell nobody.
Yeah. Like the team for the blueprint. For the blueprint.
All right, so he was mic'd up. He literally didn't tell anybody he's mic'd up. I said, D-Lee, you mic'd up?
And Robert Hunt, is that what
Is that what you tell nobody?
Both of them.
Man, it's for the blueprint, man. Everybody.
Why you let nobody know? I'm really locked in the game. Ain't nobody. I'm gonna make sure you don't say nothing crazy. Nobody say nothing crazy. We ain't know, bro. I had to figure it out.
Should have known when he was giving that speech in the pregame, too. Figured it out, man. We on to you boys. See, you got to be more discreet.
1:03 to go. Quarter number 1. The Panthers take over. All tied with the Falcons at 3.
Good job.
We came out there with a chip on our shoulder and that dog and just say, let's let it out. Let's let it out on them. Let's show them who we are. Let's set the foundation the right way. Let's start out 2025 the right way.
The new $5, $7,
That's
and
the message,
$9
though,
Lux.
man. That's the message. Let's get it started, man.
Quarter number one, the Panthers take over, and we get our first look at Bryce Young in this offense. 9 straight games with a touchdown pass for Young.
Ooh.
He's had a quarterback rating of...
Y'all heard that? 9 straight games. Ooh. That's that pass protection, man. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the starting 5 to gel. And for Bryce to be able to be allowed to do this. He proved me right the whole time, man. He proved me right. I told y'all he had that in him. I said, give this man a line. Give him his weapons. Guess what? We gave him a line. We gave him some weapons. Look at the results. 5 touchdowns against Atlanta. 5. You trying to tell me Bryce Young ain't a dog, man? You trying to tell me he ain't a winner? Come on.
100 plus in back-to-back games.
Stop hating on him,
for the
man.
first time in his career. But, Jake, I think there's going to be a lot of good things to take into the offseason, regardless of how this game ends up from a score standpoint.
Hey, you right here. Fan. Go!
Damian, man. Damian is a Marlon, man. He's usually one of the strongest guys on the field. It's fun to play with, man. I really respect this game a lot.
They get the first.
Damian is a powerful, strong, physical player. That's the way he played in this last game. He had a couple plays where he just moved people off the ball. He plays with a great center of gravity. He's got that ability to anchor.
Probably one of his better games overall. Just to him finish that way has been awesome. And I think all the guys in that game played very, very well. It showed up on tape.
Play action. Sanders picks up the blitz. Young will try
Look
to
at
run.
the technique,
Escapes
man.
the pressure and waltzes into the middle of the end zone.
Footwork is so good.
Touchdown, Carolina.
Hey, good stuff.
Hey, phenomenal job up front. We're going to keep leaning on you guys.
An offensive line, even
Bryce
without
coming
Robert
over
Hunt
saying
playing well today.
phenomenal job.
3:15 to
Gotta
go.
love that.
First half. Young, deep drop, throws deep down the left side. Sanders open, walks it in for a touchdown.
Yeah!
Bryce Young to Miles Sanders, and it's 16-10 Panthers.
Go, baby.
You know, my teammate, you know, we just sharpen each other, and you just having fun out there, Bunny.
I got to do that for you. I got to do that.
8 seconds to go. Panics again. Looking for 6. Looking for London, who makes the catch over Bartholomew for a touchdown. Panthers down 24-17 at the break. Largest deficit of the game for Carolina.
You're hot. Make sure you get your hands inside. He is not stronger than you. Get to your landmark with your face. Put your hands in. Drive your second step.
Ooh, did y'all hear that advice? Did y'all hear that? This man knows what he's doing. He's trying to tell you. Use your hands. Keep them low. Don't put them high. Your hands are high. Put them low. Use your strength. Oh. Let's go. I love this. I love this. I love every part of this.
Yeah, move it. I got you.
Let's go.
You know, the 5 guys up front, it started with us. So, you know, when Coach Goody come in and said, we leaning on y'all, the team leaning on y'all. So we got to go. We got to be prepared.
13:28 to go, third quarter. Carolina trailing by 7.
They put pressure on that boy. He gonna throw that ball. He gonna throw a pick.
Penix the snap, middle blitz. Penix hit, throws to McLeod, picked by Jackson. He's got the 40, near side 30, down the right sideline, and tackled. And the Panthers set up to tie the game.
They finished, bro. JT finished.
The biggest word that was going on the last month or two was just finish. You know, Dave always talks about finish, and we preach that day in and day out, all the coaches. And it shows up in practice, and it showed up in the game.
Hey, bad for physical. Now let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Finish.
That's really been the main point this whole season, just finishing quarters, finishing drives, finishing plays, finishing games. And, you know, we wanted to finish the season the right way.
So every time today, the sudden change, the turnover on downs, the pick, we've gone and scored. Let's see what Carolina draws up here. Here's the snap, play fake, rolling right, throws back in the end zone. Tommy Tremble, and we are tied at 24.
Hey, good stuff, bro.
I want to point something out. That Tommy Tremble touchdown that they're highlighting right now. That was a beautifully executed play. For people that don't know, this was a play fake. People thought we were going for another draw play. No, we were not. We saw a 7 to 8 man stacked box on this play. Bryce Young said, I've seen this enough times now. They keep stacking the box, keep stacking the box, keep stacking the box. We got 30 yards to go. 20, 30 yards to go. No one is even looking at Tommy Tremble on this play. And it's just so beautifully executed. Bryce says, nah. Let me sell a convincing play fake to you. And let me hit my man, Tommy Tremble, in the back of the end zone. 1-on-1. In a mess match. Bravo. Bravo. That's what I've been wanting him to do all year. God, that's what I've been wanting him to do all year. Make that read. Understand pre-snap. This is what they're doing. This is the tendencies. Andy Dalton probably pointed it out too. He said, you know what, Bryce, let's change this up. I want you to do this. See what happens. That line will protect you. Don't be scared. That line will protect you. Go ahead, play action this thing. Let's see what happens. Roll that thing out. My man hit Tommy in the back of the end zone, and it was the most beautiful pass. Oh, man, it was beautiful. That's adjusting. That's adjustments. Now, if we could do that on a consistent basis throughout a game, that's nothing we can't do. If we show proper technique, we execute, and we adjust, there's nothing this team can't do. I believe that.
Great job. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Great job.
Well, whatever the outcome of this game, Bryce Young's played really well. 14 of 19, 126, 3 total touchdowns. And again, offensively, the Panthers have to do the heavy lifting.
You really got to make this run game work, bro. Then we're going to kill him right now, bro. Let Martin down the field.
Falcons
look
showing
at that technique,
blitz. They bring the
footwork.
blitz. Young hits David
Yes,
Moore
sir.
on the slant and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Hey, Ted. Here we go. Ah.
It's a wall with wheels when it's been at its best, and it doesn't get talked about enough because of the Panthers' record. This Panthers offensive line's been one of the better units in the NFL.
We cannot go a 3 and out, bro. We got to go down the field and score. The game on us, like you always say.
And it can get even better.
It's on us.
We got one more player,
We
man.
cannot go 3 and out.
That's a rotational piece. We can get
5:18
even better.
to go. Fourth quarter,
Think about
tied at 31, and there is some magic in Bryce Young in these situations. Young backpedals, rolling to his right. He can run for it. He's got the 10. He's got the 5. Into the end zone, and Carolina takes the lead.
Hey, let go, what? Give me up.
We head to overtime again. And again, it's this simple. If Bryce Young leads Carolina downfield and the Panthers score a touchdown, the game is over.
Let's go win it, little please. Let's do it. Watch the swim move. Watch the swim move, Rick. Take little steps and dry your feet.
I feel great about the season, you know, especially the way we finished. All the coaches have just been preaching,
Nice call out.
laying the foundation, and this is a great start.
Hey, what's this? Second color, we end up season right now.
It'll take 40 points for the Panthers to win. Bryce Young counted for 5 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. And if he accounts for 1 more, this game will be over. Here's the snap. Sanders up the middle, charging through the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina! The Panthers walk it off to end the season.
Let's go, baby. Love you, dog. Bro, keep on going. I appreciate you. Build on it. You set the foundation.
This offensive line, which has been Young's Praetorian Guard all season, they stepped up. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They put up 44 points, the most they've had in a long time, even without Robert Hunt, Jake.
Look at the
They have not
big
allowed a
smile
single
on that
sack.
offensive
Without
coordinator's face,
Chuba
man.
Hubbard, the Panthers have run for 154 and averaged more than 5 yards a carry.
Hey, baby, that's the way to keep competing. Hey, man. Look at my dog. Proud of you, boy. Love you, bro. I love you, bro. You know we finna set the foundation. Everything, bro. Me and you.
This offensive line has been superb. I think of where we were after the last 2 games of last season and the feeling that we all had. You talk about 180, you talk about night and day. You found the coach, and you found the quarterback.
To see him go through what he went through, to come back in, to take over from that point on, is awesome.
Kid is a star.
I love you, dog. Sir, yes, sir.
He is the dog for this team, and he the heartbeat for this team.
An electric player. You know, he's somebody that can extend plays. He can hurt you with his legs. He can hurt you with his arm.
And that run of Bryce Young's career.
Man, do you really see his open field speed on that one?
I know that he's going to put the work in to get better and better. I'm just really excited about his future, and I'm excited for him.
Absolutely. Bryce is going to be our starter going forward. He earned that. He won that job and took it and ran with it.
There's a ton of work ahead. We have a lot of things to improve on, but I know we have the people in place, we have the coaches in place, we have the infrastructure for it.
A solid and significantly improved offensive line.
Our job is to protect the quarterback, block for the running back to get touchdowns. It is what it is. We enjoy that.
I do feel like, we're making a lot of progress.
Yeah, this offseason is going to be big. We can see it. We can see where we're trying to go.
They pushed us to be better. They've all elevated the team.
I know that Dan and the front office are going to do everything they can to give us the best group of guys that we can get.
We're going to look at every avenue to make this roster better on both sides of the ball, and we're going to be aggressive, but we're going to be smart in our approach.
We're going to be smart, and we're going to be aggressive in our approach. In the words of Dan Morgan, to pick up a lot of great players that can impact us immediately and make us into a winning team next year. And it starts with being aggressive. It starts with just putting everything you have into it, And the same love he put into the offensive line, he's going to put into the defensive line in this next offseason coming up here. So, I mean, bravo. Excellent blueprint episode. Very, very happy with that. That was cool. That was really, really cool. That's the stuff I want to watch right there. When we're on the rise, when we're on the move, and we're doing stuff, man. You know, and there's hope in Carolina, man. When you watch stuff like this, it's exciting. It gets those juices going, man. As a Panthers fan, because you're like, you know, you got that Damian Lewis energy right now. That's what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to watch when I watch a Panthers blueprint. When I watch one of these, like, Camp Confidential things, when I watch something like that, I want to watch something like that, man. When we're coming back from the abyss and being reborn as a franchise through the lines, through aggressiveness, through consistency, through determination, through all of these things that I've been preaching about. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see the results on the scoreboard. And I said you wouldn't see it immediately. I said you may not see results immediately on the win-loss column. But once you get there, you'll see it. Once you get everybody you need, then you'll see it. And I guarantee you, when you see it, it's going to be electric. It's going to feel like a bolt of electricity going through this team. It's going to be like something these rookies have never experienced before. Absolutely. You go back and you look at the 2014 rookies and the 2015 rookies. Man, the energy that was flowing through Carolina at that time, man. It was electric. You could feel it when you watch these guys run onto the field. You could feel it when they were hitting each other, man. You could feel it when they were doing what they do. And that's what these Panthers players are about to experience, man. I'm so excited for y'all. I'm so excited for this crew, man. Because y'all are about to experience that firsthand. This next group of rookies, man. Whoever gets drafted here. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like that rush. You think back to 02, 03, when those players were drafted, and we started putting that team together in 04? Bro, there's nothing like it. It is wild. I know firsthand because I was in the stadium for 4 games in 2015. I know exactly what that energy feels like. And I've been hungrier than all of the rest of you for that energy to come back to Carolina. And it's about to. Y'all mark my words. It's about to. We stayed on track this year. We had to find ourselves. We had to find our rhythm. We had to find out who we were. We did that. Now, it's about who will we become next year. It's about the mission. It's about the electricity, man. It's about the energy. It's about proving to the league that we are back with a roar. With a thunderous roar. And we're about to do that next year. Next offseason, man. Next regular season, watch this. I feel something in the air, y'all. I feel the winds of change in Carolina. It's coming. I feel it. You know, Pat Coltrane took a break, man, from YouTube. This man just, he wasn't feeling it, man. He had other priorities. He had other things to do. This man is back. Because he was waiting for a sign of life. He was waiting for something to happen. To show everybody that we have a heartbeat again as a team. This man is back for a reason. I'm trying to tell y'all. When you saw what you saw against Atlanta, that is a small piece of what is coming. That's the beginning. That's the tip of the iceberg of what we can become. We just showed the league a small sample of how scary this franchise can get. Are y'all ready to encounter that again? Shoot, man. I am. I've been ready. Joe Velasco, to address your question. How do you feel about the Panthers signing a kicker? Is this the end of Eddie? Personally, I don't think we need a new kicker. But I think it's for competition's sake. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that. But we had the most accurate kicker in the NFL. Top 3 most accurate kickers in the NFL with Eddie. I don't see a reason to replace him. Unless y'all do. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. Maybe it is. Anyway, I want to go through this this 4th and 1 video from Cam Newton here with Ron Rivera. I wanted to take a look at this. John Gruden actually did an interview with Bryce as well a couple days ago. We might check that one out too. We might check that out too. But this particular interview got my attention with the 4th and 1 with Cam Newton with Ron Rivera. Because, you know, you had Greg Olsen, Cam Newton, and Ron Rivera in the same interview. And I kind of wanted to run this one back, man. I kind of wanted to run this one back for real. This is going to be big. Let's see what they got to say. This one I can show on stream. So I'm going to do that. I am allowed to do that. But we're going to be starting and stopping, you know, out of respect for YouTube. Because I know they're going to hit us with copyright if we don't do that. So let's do this. Full screen respect. Let's go.
Welcome to 4th and 1. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome. Now, if anybody knows me the most, who done took chances on me the most.
Look at Rod. He loves that energy, man.
The good, the bad.
It's a great intro.
The ugly, the most. This man seen me go from a boy to a man. right? My coach, Coach Ron Rivera.
I'll tell you what.
Riverboat.
With an introduction like that, it's going to be hard to live up to it because I'm telling you, you had a lot to do with it. I mean, you were special. And it's funny because I've had a few guys say thank you for taking a chance on me, and truthfully, it wasn't a chance. Okay, Luke said it to me. Christian McCaffrey said it to me. You said it to me. Those weren't chances. You guys were who you guys were when you showed up. And just so you understand it.
Ooh. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. These weren't chances. This man knew what he wanted right from the get-go when he drafted these people. Ooh. Dang. That hits hard right there. I'm not even gonna lie. That's love right there.
You had a lot to do with it too, just like those guys did. You guys are special, man.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the itty bitty little teeny tiny bowl. What is it? It's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at draft.
DKNG.co/audio.
File your taxes 100%.
All right. We're going to skip all that because he's promoting Tax Act.
I'm
DraftKings.
going off, like this is, I don't even need no questions because I see a situation where, what was the best part? And I asked this before, but I'm going to ask you, what was the best part of the Carolina run?
Was the brotherhood, okay? The way you guys took care of you guys, okay? The way you guys took ownership of the football team. That's how I knew we were going to win in 2015. We were going to be, we'd have loved to win the Super Bowl, but 2015 really showed me as a coach how gratifying it was to watch a team come together and take ownership. One of the great...
Take ownership. All right. Okay. Let's see what we can learn from this, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers players, coaches, staff, I want y'all to pay attention to this one. This man's about to speak a lot of facts and a lot of information that could be very, very helpful to you. I want y'all to pay attention. Let's learn as much as we can. Let's soak this in like a sponge, man. And let's apply that to what we're doing from this point forward. All right, let's get it.
Greatest examples of ownership was when you and Josh Norman had your disagreement. Okay,
Ooh.
You guys had a disagreement.
Right.
He going in.
Okay, and you guys took it to the next level. Your teammates jumped in, and you know how I get every now and then. I was ready to get that way, and the boys said, "No, we'll take care of it." And remember, did I ever say anything about it?
No, sir.
I never did, because you guys. No, they did. No, it was, and I was ready to let no. But the players came up and said, "Coach, we got this," and he said, "We're good."
Because you was about to get on him. No, there's not like this demeanor. There was, I can count on once or twice of when he really got ticked off. He would always, "Hey kiddo, how you doing, kiddo?" You know, outside of the race, everything about Ron Rivera says mob. Smooth.
I like what he said there, though. The players took ownership in that way. Huh. All right. Fair play. Let's go.
Calm. Hey kiddo, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Like what are you doing? Put your knee pads in. Well, where's your shoulder pad? I'm like, Coach, I'm a quarterback. I don't have to wear my. So, you sure? Are you being that right? Yo. But the thing that I always respect about Coach was he let me be me.
Okay, there's a story about that, because remember, I had to learn, and he taught me a hell of a lesson. It's one of the greatest lessons I learned in coaching was from Cam Newton.
Okay. All right, y'all pay attention.
And it was one of those times where Cam was being Cam. He was having a rough week. I mean, because he everything to him was personal. He wanted to win, and he wanted to be perfect. And when he wasn't, he put himself down. He's the one who critiqued him. And so he was. So I went up to him one day, and I was really pissed at him. I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Just for once, why can't you be like, And he goes to me, "What? Tom Brady? Aaron Rodgers? Drew Brees? And he said, Coach, I can't. And he pointed at his skin. And it made me realize that Cam, he said, Coach, I got to be who I am. I can't conform. I want to be who I am and show people that you can be who you are and be who I am today. And it made me realize that he carried a huge burden because he was setting the example for young men to follow him. So at that point, that never became an issue with me. And what was my saying? If you can keep, if you can be who you are, keep your personality, and live within our framework, you can play for us. And
Dang, that's deep. Dang, that's deep. Dang, that's deep. Oh, man. There's so much to take out of that right there. There's so much. And that's exactly who this crew was, man. Ron let them be themselves. Whatever that personality was. Whatever their talent was. He let them be them. That's big right there. That's one of the many ways you can win over a locker room. As a coach, by the way. Man. That just gives us so much to reflect on right there. It really, really does. That's big. And that way he became a role model for those that come after him. Yeah. I love Ron for that, man. I love Ron for that. Thank you. For allowing these players to be themselves. God, that's deep, man.
He always used to remind me, Coach, I'm just keeping my personality.
He gonna remind you no, of that, for though. sure.
No.
But that's so important now because
It is. Dude, it is.
one of the greatest things that Coach has taught me, it taught a lot of us, that I still apply even in business. Control your inner ape.
Ooh. Ooh. Elaborate on that, please, Cam.
That's your attitude. That's your preparation, and that's your effort. And when you think about it, you can apply it in business. Nobody wants to be around no sulking Sam. Like, bro, it's a privilege to be here, bro. Like,
Facts.
it's a privilege to be at 4th and 1 Iconic Soccer Production.
Facts.
Like, it's a privilege. Right?
Facts.
Your attitude, your
Facts.
effort. It's like, bro, are you
Facts. The
prepared?
energy you put in.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it may not be effort, like showing up on film. It's certain things that still translate, right? Preparation. All these type of things that I'm saying that I've learned in Carolina, where I was a boy going there, and I did not know. I said this earlier on somebody else's platform. I did not know how to be a good teammate.
Preach, Cam. Preach. God, those things. Yes. 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 Every bit of that. Yes. That's what I've been preaching on, y'all. That's what I've been getting on these players about, man. It's about your demeanor, man. It's about who you are. Be professional. Be... Cam said it, man. Cam said it best. Man, run it back and listen to this man's words, man. This man's speaking facts. From a business perspective, man. God, that's deep, man. That's deep.
Because understand this, Peg. When I got drafted #1 overall, my tenure looked like this in the 4 years. I was at University of Florida for 2 years.
Okay.
I was a backup. I was the man at JUCO. We won a national championship. I go to Auburn for 1 year, won a national championship. So I was nowhere for more than 2 years. So when I went to Carolina, people are like, yo, like, I taught myself. I don't know how to have a real relationship because I'm not gonna be here long.
Yeah.
Listen to this part, y'all. Listen to this part. This is the stuff I wanted him to elaborate on right here. And finally, we're hearing him speak on it. It's a humongous lesson to be learned here. Listen to this.
When I got to Carolina, they invested the resources for me to be there and to feel comfortable. I didn't know how to accept that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my defense mechanism when we lost wasn't to talk it out.
Yeah.
My defense mechanism was, man, fuck this shit. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Quiet was my defense mechanism because
Any of y'all players right now on this roster feel that way? Anybody on the Panthers roster feel that way right now? If you do, hear what this man's about to say next. This is very important to you, in particular. Listen.
2 years at university, I really wasn't playing. We knew that.
Yeah.
When I went to JUCO, we lost one game.
Yeah.
Just imagine what I was like after that game.
Yeah.
Auburn, we never lost. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm not used to losing.
No, I'm not used to losing.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So there, it's like, just imagine trying to coach somebody, and I don't even know how to explain. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to being somewhere this long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was really hard for me, and also with me, my comfortability is relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, even as we welcome to fourth and one, like that's me on the field.
Yeah, I got to chime in about that.
And then even that, like, people were like, "Yo, how's he able to do this?" That was how I focused. Like, toxic, but that was how I focused.
You know what?
So everybody that wants to get on him about that type of mentality, that type of energy, and did not like that energy, hear what this man is saying. That's how he focused. That's how he became Cam Newton on the field. It wasn't just because, oh, I'm an egotistical person. I'm this, I'm that. I'm this, that, and the third. Nah, this is how this man focuses on the field back in the day. And still focuses now when he's doing these 4th and 1 shows. So, before y'all think of him as a drama queen, listen to what this man says. Hear him out. Try to look at it from his perspective. Just even once. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell you, you're going to see him in a different light.
You talk about focus, and this is what's interesting. I used to pop around from meeting room to meeting room, and I walked in one time in the meeting room. Coach Shula had the film going. He was sideways, upside down in his chair watching it, okay? And I walked, no, he was. Dude had his legs up, his head down, watching tape, okay? I didn't.
Before we continue that story, hey, Bryce Young, how do you focus? What's your focus? How do you adapt to that? Cam Newton had to adapt to it in his own way. So, Bryce, how are you adapting to it? That's my question for you, Bryce. Because you've been in Alabama. You've been in high school. You're not used to losing. You come to Carolina and you have a bad season. This man's not used to losing. He comes into his second year and he says, okay, what can I do to change that? How do I get focused? How do I find a new mentality? And I'm curious to see the answer from Bryce on that. That raised a very interesting question for me. Just something I was thinking about. But let's continue this story. This is a great story.
Didn't say a word. I just sat there and watched. So we get, I walk out. They finish up the meeting. Mike comes up to me and says, Coach, just so you know, I said, Mike, I believe you. I trust you, okay? He was trying to, I know I did. So we get out on the field. Now we're going through practice. Mike walks up to me and goes, "This is the play that Cam was upside down watching tape on, Coach. Watch." And it was a high-low concept. It was a flat 7, and the corner was going to drop, and he was either going to play high or low. We were going to work off of that. So the play happens. It's a combination where we're going to again tack the corner. He throws the 7 route, completes it, big catch. Yeah. And as he walks by me, he goes, "Just so you know, it was a high-low combination. I was reading the corner. Corner was low, so I threw it high." I just kept going.
But that though, it's like a head coach and a quarterback, like the captain. It's almost like a marriage, right?
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
it
like
is.
even being when Cam was talking about he would just warm up, just being in training camp or at practice, watching you two is 2 different dynamics. Like you got Cam, play my music. He over here jumping. Coach Rivera got his whistle, just kind of
cut the music down.
Yeah, just
turn
assessing
it down,
the field.
Turn it down.
But
in the locker room, turn it down.
Cam has speakers by his locker blasting. But you two had to understand and build like a certain type of synergy for the overall team to win. And how important is that for you to build?
It's very important, and he understood that too, because you know what? He showed me respect. When I asked him to turn it down, he would turn it down.
Yeah.
As soon as I'd leave, he'd turn it up.
He goes.
But that was what people didn't, what they knew because of the longevity.
Yeah.
Being in a place for more than a decade, that's a blessing.
Yes.
Because you got so many one and done situations. I took it so personal. I remember in 2013, we played, this was the game that turned our season around. We played the New York Giants. And they would always do player introductions. And after the player introductions, they will call, and the head coach for the Carolina Panthers, your head coach, Ron Rivera, boo! Like you looked around and you sense it. One of my routines before every game, I will always do the national anthem next to coach.
Yep.
That was our thing. Like, yo, man, the fuck, who are you? Move, watch out. Like this is my spot. He knew I took pride. Every time you knew I was gonna stand next to coach, and it was just that understanding. That's all I asked as a player. Don't try to change me. Just allow me to be me. When they booed, I took it personal. We were 1-3 at that time. We finished the season at 12-4. So, and he went on to win Coach of the Year.
Yes, I did.
Those type of allegiances was where a player and a coach bond supersedes the game.
Yeah.
And I could not tell, if I could pay for it, it's like, yo, coach, man, thank you for allowing me to be. You don't, it's not that type of transaction. It's like, yo, my shoulder bump, coach, I'm gonna give you everything I got. Yo, coach, I'm sleepy, I'm tired. Man, I'm still gonna show up to work. Man, yo, you want me to be at 250? I'm gonna be at 250. That's the professionalism about that relationship, because he's earned that type of route, that type of respect. So as I learned how to pay my homage and respect to the city of Charlotte, Mr. Richardson, God rest his soul, you know, Coach Rivera, so many different people played a role in knowing, like, you just gotta let Cam be Cam. And in return for me, I was willing to go beyond what people would think I would do, because it was that important. Marty Herney, that was his name, who guys who understood me. I wasn't your prototypical, you know, vending machine selection. I wasn't that. I was the guy like, bro, I'm not gonna talk to you in the morning. They knew. It's like, bro, he's here. I was the guy on the media room, like just walking up and just like watching film like this. But I was
like, oh my God.
I was locked in for a long time. They was like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
But they never changed, and I owed it to them to take it serious enough to retain what they was teaching me.
You know, and he's right about it. His retention was phenomenal. He would repeat my meeting verbatim, word for word. Okay, and you know, he would tell me too. He said, "Yeah, you didn't think I was paying attention, did you?" I said, "Well, I was wondering for a second." I said, but then he would just repeat it, and that's what was really there. People got to understand that people have personalities. People have ways they do things. Okay, look at his personality now. He is who he is. You accept people for who they are, right? Not who you want them to be. We want everybody to be way we see people, you can't have that. You have to have variety, and that's what he brings. He brings
Man,
variety.
listen, I have to ask this question because I was angry. The competitor in me was angry. Why didn't y'all come get me?
We had
in Washington, right?
Yeah,
Washington.
when I went to Washington, they had just drafted Dwayne Haskins in the first round the
Right.
year before. So we had no OTAs and we had no mini camp to know what we had. So when we went into training camp, our thought process was, we got to see what we have, okay? And well, we didn't have the preseason.
Right.
So then we get into regular season, and then you sign with New England.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We figured, okay, he's gone.
Yeah.
And so we stuck with what we had, and then you ended up finishing the season on IR, I believe, with New England, and then you went back again.
Right.
At that point, we were done.
Yeah.
You know, it was okay, we got to get this going. We spent all that money on trying to find the quarterback.
Yeah.
And we had already paid for
It's
the
a
next
cycle.
quarterback.
Did it cross your mind though? Like, was
Oh,
it in
absolutely.
discussion?
It did all the time. We did, but each time when it was okay, we went after a guy, Fitzpatrick. He gets hurt, but you had already signed again.
Right.
So
He Wentz. Was that Did y'all go get Carson Wentz?
yes, Carson Wentz
Yep.
2 years later
Yes.
when we did that.
So even like when I was saying to myself during free agency, right? So for those who always ask the question, how did that happen? I think like full transparency and full vulnerability, how it happened was not on my terms.
Right.
It was like you're being invaded with like, yo, this where we at. I understand the business.
Yep.
Certain things that you do as a franchise player, you're numb to thinking. I've witnessed so much. I never thought to fear cut day until you get cut.
Yeah.
I got cut, man. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, hold up. Last third preseason game, you know it's happening. My oblivion thought I would never get cut until I went into New England and they said, hey, hold on. Coach Rivera, not Coach Rivera, Coach Belichick wants to see you. What the fuck you want to see me for? And lo and behold, it's happening. And as he's talking to me, I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you saying I'm the backup, or are you saying I literally had to ask Coach Belichick, like, yo, are you releasing me? He was like, yes, Ken, we are releasing you. I was so above, I thought I was above that happening. But what you have to understand is when you go in and you come into the NFL, you get to see every phase of it.
Very few people get to leave on their terms. Trust me, I've been through it too as well. I mean, I've gone through some of the toughest situations coaches can be in. I've been through 2 ownership changes. I went through a lockout. I went through a COVID, and people don't realize that you will experience, as Cam's saying, the highs and the lows of the game. I was cut too at one point as a player. I mean, it happens. I've been fired as a coach. And it's the reality and it's the business of football. And
Facts. Say it again, Ron. Say it again, Ron. Let them know. The lesson here for the players, if you're paying attention, is never think you're above it. Because this game will humble you so quickly. Nobody is above that. Nobody. Look at Aaron Rodgers, prime example of that. Just this week. Nobody. We got 2 players just this week that were informed, yeah, we're going to trade you. Just out of the blue, we're going to trade you. Nobody is above that. Nobody. I don't care how long you've been playing in this game. That's a humongous wake-up call for all the players out there. Even the great Patrick Mahomes at some point will end up on that short end of the stick once he is near retirement. Cam Newton on the verge of retirement. But he's still there. On the verge of retirement. Even he was not above this. Alright? Humbling lesson for you all. And it happens to coaches too. Ron Rivera just told you. Happens all the time to coaches. Don't think you're settled in. The moment you think you're settled in, that's when you got to get your guard up the most. Because there are so many other hungry people out there that will take your spot. It's the NFL, bro. Trying to tell you, it's the NFL.
If you take anything personal and you let it stick in your craw for too long, you get sour.
Yeah.
And so people have to understand that things happen because they happen quickly. They don't necessarily happen the right reasons. They don't have the correct reasons, or they don't happen at the right time.
Right.
And when the timing is not right, I've had twice been told by a different owner that, gosh, you know, if you had been let go a year ago, you know, we could have worked, you know. No, seriously, and I've been told that.
Yeah.
But it didn't work that way.
Yeah.
So you miss timing, and that's the thing that gets you.
Yeah. Timing is
Facts. Facts, Ron. You're exactly right.
everything. I look at a situation too where even my injuries, none of my injuries happen by me taking a hit. That's what people don't understand. Like my lens, Frank, that was in the third preseason game in New England, and it was a step. It was a contact injury, and I made a step. And I remember coming off the field like, yo, what the? Something happened. I thought my shoestring popped on my cleats, and then I shared the story with my shoulder. I took so much flack from the Super Bowl for not jumping on that fumble. That I had threw an interception that ended up coming back, getting called back. I chased this dude all the way down just off of the fear of being critiqued like Cam don't care about football. And I tried to push him out of bounds, and I hyperextended my shoulder. That's how my shoulder got fucked up.
There you go. There you go. The man's shoulder did get hit beforehand. Let's keep it a buck. It got hit. Everybody saw the hit. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And this is the one and only time I'm going to allow the Cam Newton fumble topic. I'm going to address it once. And only once. And then it's a banned topic again. Y'all understand this, alright? I ban this topic normally. I don't allow it in my chats because I've already proven it at least 5 or 6 other times, and I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of having to re-explain this because it sickens me. Alright? It actually royally pisses me off that I gotta keep explaining this to people. So I just stopped doing it. After a while, I stopped doing it. I said, screw it. Let people think what they want to think. Y'all seen the tape. If you want to blatantly ignore the tape, that's on you. Y'all want to act like it never happened? Y'all want to act like you didn't see what you actually saw in that tape? And pretend like that other Denver Broncos player wasn't there? That was about to come in and absolutely destroy Cam's shoulder? And knock him out of the game? If he actually dived on that fumble? That's on you. Because I can't do nothing else to convince you If you're determined to hate on this man, then you're determined to hate on this man. That's all it is. If you're determined just to hate on him, just to hate on him. But don't ever question this man's passion for the game. This man just told you he chased down an interception all the way down the field and tried to knock him out of bounds and got injured doing it. On that same shoulder that he got hit before. So you want to tell me he doesn't have passion for this game? Stop it. Don't ever question that again. I don't care how much you hate on Cam Newton. Don't ever question that again. But yeah, you go back and you look at the tape. There was a second guy on the right side coming in. That's why Cam hesitated, because he didn't want to get injured, man. He said, hold up a second. Let me let this dude dive through. Because he's going to miss. And then I'll go get the ball. Because it's still going to be there. Let me go down and get it now. So I don't get myself killed. And then, I got you. I'm still making an effort. I still dived on the ball. You could see that clearly in the tape if you watch the whole tape of it. But people want to use like certain clips out of it. They want to clip whatever out of it that they and show you only what they want to show you to fit their narrative. And that's what pisses me off. To this day, it still pisses me the heck off. Because y'all ain't using the whole clip. The whole clip is on YouTube. You can go out there and find it. I can give you the exact number of the guy that was coming in too. And that's what makes me mad. Because that's how many times I've had to explain this. That I've memorized the number and the name of the player that was coming in that almost hit Cam Newton on that fumble attempt. And I'm sitting here going, okay, people going to believe what they want to believe just because they hate on Cam at this point. You're not going to convince them. They don't want to look at anything else. They don't want to look at the evidence. They don't care. All they want to see and hear is what they want to hear and see in their own mind. Because they're that egotistical. So, okay, cool. Now, the people that are open-minded, that do want to learn the truth, go out there and find the clip. Go out there and find it. I guarantee you it's on YouTube. Go find it. Watch the whole clip. Don't watch some edited versions. Watch the whole clip. From start to finish. And see if I don't tell it. If what I'm telling you isn't true. Why would I lie to you? My eyes do not deceive me. I have scouted so many players and been right so many times. And I hate to play this card, but my track record is pretty good when it comes to this stuff. I've been able to spot holding calls. I've been able to spot offside calls, false start calls, things of that nature. If you think I can't spot that, come on now. Use your eyes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Use your eyes. Go look at it for yourselves. If you don't believe me. I've even shown it on stream. And people still are closed-minded about it. And those are the people I'm talking about that just refuse to be open-minded. So I'm like, all right, you do you. At that point, you do you because you're going to do you anyway. You're going to think what you want to think anyway. But the rest of us that are open-minded, that really want to find a way to say, hey, Cam Newton might be right on this. He might be in the right. He might be all right here. Because think about this. Even after he dodges the second player, he still dives on top of the ball. I want y'all to consider that. But the haters, all they want to say is, the closed-minded haters, all they want to say is, oh, he didn't jump on the football. He didn't jump on the fumble. He didn't jump on... When y'all know that's BS. Come on now, y'all know that's BS. Let's keep it $150, man. That's BS. Go watch the entire tape. Stop lying. I don't understand why these people keep lying. Just to fit their narrative, man. Y'all know better than the doggone news, man. Y'all know better than the doggone sports news. I'm trying to tell you. In the news in general. Y'all out here lying. Just to fit your narrative. No matter what it might be. This, that, or the third. If it fits your narrative and it gets you printed papers, okay, cool. That's how these people are, man. In these comment sections, man. They're like, if it fits your narrative and it gets content and views for you as a content creator, they're going to allow it. They're going to feed it. It brings in revenue. Because at the end of the day, what they care about is the almighty dollar. Nobody cares about the truth anymore, man. And that's what's sad. And Cam, I got you, man. I got you. I know you're hearing me on this, and I got you. I've defended you in the past, and I'm going to keep defending you, brother. Because you were in the right on that one. I don't care how much flack I get for this. Bring on the smoke. But you know what? That's exactly why this is a banned topic in my chat, man. Because I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of it. But I brought it up myself this time. That's why it's allowed. Alright? If I don't bring this up myself, it's not allowed. On this channel. Y'all feel me? That's a rule. On this channel. It's an unwritten rule. But it's a rule. And my mod will block you. Well, he won't block you, he'll time you. He'll time you out. For that. But if you keep going, and you hit 3. For that same topic. We're going to have to go down, man. We're going to have to go down the rabbit hole. Because that ain't going to fly. With me and Lock Poppy, man. We don't appreciate that. You know what I mean? We over here trying to do what we do, man. We got too much content to be worried about that garbage. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So... This is a warning right now. You have been warned by the content creator himself. Do not bring up that topic again. After I have brought it up. Alright? Don't do it. Alright, let's continue.
Everything else, how people describe my gameplay is the biggest amount of BS because I always deliver blows on my turn. You feel me? It wasn't like, oh man, you could be a Cam Newton where, you know, you get injured and you do all these different things. It was like, yo, I was always the hammer because I was able to slide because I'm still a quarterback.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I never really took any type of punishment that I didn't want to dish out because of the smartness of that. I remember coming into the league where I didn't even know how to slide. But we was having sliding meet times in practice where it was like, yo, you got to learn how to slide. I didn't. I was just diving.
Made you nervous.
I was just diving in
Just made me very nervous. Every time I
Oh,
saw
my God!
No, just the attempt.
And it gets better.
Oh, here's one. Special.
Oh!
All right, what are we talking about? Hold on.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Greg Olsen in the house. Let's go. Greg Olsen in the house. Let's go, man. Yo. That's sick. Look at that reaction, man. That's beautiful. That's brotherly love right there, man.
What's up?
Bro, we're reminiscing.
Oh, let's do that. I love reminiscing. What are we talking about?
Oh, new stew.
Jay Stu. What? Yo.
I see this guy a lot. Hey, coach.
Here we go.
Hey, coach.
Oh, this is about to be fun right here. Let's go.
We're getting that correct.
Who's sitting here, huh? This episode of 4th and 1 is brought to you by Bro. Confidence is everything. Women can sense it.
All right.
Very much so. I think from the offensive side, you have I'm about to say Derek Anderson. You got Greg Olsen here who understood. It's like what we grew into was something that, dare I take shine from somebody else, but what I see Travis Kelce doing, it's hard for me not to mention you.
Oh, yeah.
Walking into a situation, too, where he's the silent assassin, where it's like, just give Stu the ball. And he would do some of the most quirkiest celebrations, and he just turned into like the Hulk. He's like, ah! And I'm like, bro, this guy's a animal. People don't understand our chemistry, right? And it's sad that we were living in a time where it literally was the good old days.
Yeah. Yep.
It was.
You know what they say? You don't know you're living the good old days until it's gone.
Yeah. God, bro.
Hindsight is a blessing, though.
Yeah.
It is a
That's how you
blessing.
look back. I would say the greatest strength of our group, like our best years, I mean, obviously we had a lot of good players, but the point you made about the chemistry, the locker room, our best workers were our best leaders, our best players were our best people, our coaches, Ron's ability and the rest of the staff. It really started with Coach Rivera, like the balance between empowering personality, but also saying, okay, but it has to work within the confines of the team. We can't let it get completely out of control. And I think when we were at our best, it was that balance between individuality, camaraderie, fellowship, right? We used to throw that around a lot, right? Like the fellowship and the camaraderie of the team was such a vital part, even more so than what plays we ran or how fast we ran or how many yards we threw for or whatever. Like, I think that was really the special sauce, but it took us some time to figure that recipe out. It didn't just day one happen.
No.
It took us, call it two and a half years to really figure out what that model was.
Hey, so check this out, right? We'll take a blast from the past and the memory lane. Right? I'll say it like this so we all on the same page and nobody rehearsed this. Greg Olsen, do not say anything.
Uh-oh.
Greg Olsen.
I'm sure it's about to be said here.
Greg Olsen used to perform this in training camp from what movie? We're going to say it on the count of 3. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Do you know it?
Of course.
Do you know it?
It's the highlight of the year.
Hold on the count of 3, we're going to say what movie Greg Olsen performed. 1, 2, 3. 8 Mile. Right?
It's true. It is true.
This came up last week, talking about expectations from rookies, right? When Steve left, the onus kind of perfectly fit for, like, Cam controls the we never did rookie hazing.
Okay.
Coach permission. Like, we're not going to be that team. We don't haze. I said, cool. But you going to sing, right? You going to sing. Training camp, that was our thing. Introduce yourself, where you're from, how much you signed for, and you're going to sing a song.
Yeah.
That right there set the tone because guys who were entitled, they would get up there, John Doe, University of blah, 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 signed for $10 million. Hey! I'm going to sing a song. A, B, C, D. Man, that was your way of earning the respect of others.
Yep.
And I would love, because nobody knew what the expectation was.
Right.
So I would always, I said, okay, nah, Greg. It was like I was teeing it up.
We had to wait a couple days. We had to let camp unravel a little bit.
And I would always kind of get into that mode of, y'all motherfuckers don't know how to do it? I'm about to show you. So, Greg.
I'm not doing it right now. Cam, I love you until the end of
now
time.
Everybody from the 3-on-3, throw your
There'll be a time and a place. This isn't the time. There's a lot of people in here. That was our safe space. That was our safe haven.
But you want to know what that was about?
And I love you to the end of time.
But you want to know what that was about? That was about letting the younger guys know that this is bigger than you individually.
Right.
It's about us. You walking into something, you stepping into something that's bigger than you, and if you want to be a part of it, we can build something special. You gotta commit.
When you see a franchise player in Greg Olsen, it's an inclusive. It is, and I didn't want you to.
And I liked you guys asking me my signing bonuses because I would always say which one.
So it wasn't that I wanted you to perform it. It was more so for me to really let you know that you set the tone for everybody to buy in.
Yeah.
Because there was so many cool kids and there was so many like
especially as time went on.
For sure. And for Greg to perform and it be such an inclusive thing. Now you understand Rabbit. Rabbit got real good parents. Like those things was something where you was setting the law of the land. And the thing about it, nobody wanted to have more fun than me. But I learned from Greg that, yo, bro, if we're calling Z shallow, X cross, whatever, X short or bang A, whatever, you better know what I'm damn doing. He didn't have to have that type of threatening tone with me, but it was simple. Yo, Cam, like, what are you thinking? That was my favorite thing to hear from Greg.
How many times do you think I said that to you?
Yeah. What are we thinking?
What are you thinking?
Because
what are you thinking?
It showed up on film.
Yeah.
We created a route in Dallas.
That was great.
That was like, yo, I was thinking the same thing. They was trying to they was tracing the backside safety to show presence, and at the snap of the ball, the safety was tracing to field 3, right? So we did a lot of cat.
Right.
Well, all go, right? The quarter safety was now focusing on the over. Greg had a read route. So he's starting to run a corner and then realizing, yo, the safety's going. And it's a shape, a nod 8.
You should run like a nod 9, yeah.
Nod 9. And, yo, we completed it. In that moment where it was like, yo.
Okay.
It's like Greg would always catch it, put the ball down, fix his little chest strap.
Well,
and
I was usually dying, hyperventilating.
Go back to the huddle. And we watched that film. It was like, bro, on the plane.
That was fun. Going back to have Thanksgiving at your house.
Yes.
Which is still my favorite story.
That was magical, by the way.
That was still the greatest. That's still my greatest memory in NFL history.
It was a really good food, late night.
Dude, we had, the football stuff on the field was great. But at 2 in the morning, coming home to your house and your aunt unravels like 500 trays of home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner in your apartment at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that was incredible. You know what's funny? I use our relationship, and Stu can attest to this because we coach a lot. He coaches with me, the young kids back in Charlotte. And when people talk to me, I always say, whether it's the young receivers, the young tight ends, or even at TEU with some of our older kids, I say it is our job to see the game through the eyes of the quarterback. It's not vice versa. It's not. It was not Cam's job to say, okay, what does Greg like? It was vice versa. But
oh shoot. That's big right there. That's big. That's big. Let me run that back real quick. Let me run that back. Y'all need to hear what he just said. That's big right there.
I use our relationship, and Stu can attest to this because we coach a lot. He coaches with me, the young kids back in Charlotte. And when people talk to me, I always say, whether it's the young receivers, the young tight ends, or even at TEU with some of our older kids, I say it is our job to see the game through the eyes of the quarterback. It's not vice versa. It was not Cam's job to say, okay, what does Greg like? It was vice versa. But our conversations, practice, walkthrough, games, between possessions, in the huddle, I would say the same simple line to Cam every time.
What do you think?
What do you see? What did you see? If we had an incomplete pass and he overthrew me,
Wide
underthrew
receivers,
me,
pay attention.
tight coverage, ball, whatever it was, I dropped
Tight ends,
it.
pay attention.
My first reaction always was, I got to make sure I was not in the wrong spot or I didn't fool him. So I would do the simplest way. If we would say it 10 times a game, 10 times in practice. Tell me what you saw. What'd you see? Hey man, I thought you were gonna done. Like, there's no debate here. This is not great. Next time, you bet your ass. That's what you're gonna see. That communication, that just understanding of getting on the same page, takes a long time. I use that example of us building through that over time with all the young kids that we coach, all the college kids and the young pros that we have at TEU. I use those stories all the time. Like, and you mentioned Kelsey and Mahomes. Like, that's them, and they just do it. You know, they do it as good as anybody.
You see them do it, and when I watch them play, it's like we was talking on First Take this morning, and they have all these analytics and numbers, and they say, nobody's more accurate versus the zone. But I'm saying, like, you have to understand ball to understand that. As a quarterback, you want guys that to know how to play football, right? If I'm in a zone, I don't want to run to get covered. Greg would always say, bro, if I'm open on a over 2 or a deep 288 clock, bro, I'm going to stop. Why would I
stay open.
If I'm open, stay open. And if I'm in this window, I see what you see, I'm stopping. The completion is more important than what the book says, right? How did you learn that? Was it Ted? You came from a father of sports background. Your father coached you, but how important and where did that knack for ball come from?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up around it, and obviously my background and all that, but I would say my greatest reason, it was almost like if I didn't adapt, I was going to die, right? Like, I was not going to walk into the University of Miami and just outrun everyone and out-muscle everyone and out-lift everyone and out-sprint anyone. And that I learned very quickly in my journey that if I didn't find a way to gain an advantage over people that were physically superior than me in a lot of ways, I was not the most physically talented guy, the fastest guy, the biggest muscles, jump the highest, run the best with the ball. Like, that was never me. So, like, I needed to find ways early on where it's like, if I want to play over these guys or I want to be able to get open against Charles Woodson, if I want to, like, these dudes.
You had to find his niche.
In a lot of ways, just better than me. How do I survive? Well, you weren't going to outwork me. You weren't going to out-train me in the offseason, and nobody was going to understand the game plan, the play calls, the defense better than me. That was my advantage. Like, I had to do that to level the playing field. And I was very comfortable with my limitations. I knew who I was. I knew what I wasn't. And that had to be my leg up to try to just keep myself alive with guys that were better than me, faster than me, jumped higher, ran after the catch, like all those things. Like, I never pretended to be something I wasn't.
That's big,
so, like,
right there.
That doesn't take any skill. It didn't take any talent to have a really good feel for defenses and to really understand every single play on that call sheet, what everyone had to do. And like, I took pride in that, and I realized, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
What does it sound like?
How many times do you think I said that?
Bro,
what did it?
My strong suit as a quarterback was not reciting plays.
Can we just
in the huddle?
In the huddle?
Yes.
What does it sound like? Tell me the play. I know the play. More than what did you see? Was what does it sound like? So the play would come into the huddle, and you don't give yourself enough credit. You over the course of a game, however many you called, but every once in a while, it just wouldn't click in Cam's head.
It'll be a little stick.
One second. This man is talking about, like, he had to find his own niche. He had to find his own way to overpower people. And so, for the players that we have now, what is your niche? What is your ability to dominate an opponent? What are you doing that works for you? You know? And whatever that might look like for you, that's what you focus on. And that's what made Greg Olsen what he is today. You know? So he knew his strengths, he knew his limitations, and he said, you know what? Screw my limitations. I'm going to find something that works for me. And there's players out there that have figured out what works for them. You know, you look around the league, you find people like that. And I think it's interesting to point that out. So, that's a object lesson for the rookies coming in. You know, that aren't quite sure what they want to do. And what they're supposed to be doing. In a new system. Trying to learn that new system. What do they want you to do? What do you believe you should be able to do? And to contribute to that organization? And how are you going to find your niche in that new organization? Versus players that have been around the league for a while, that, you know, second year, third year, they said, okay, we found our niche, now what? How do we strengthen that niche? How do we strengthen whatever we're good at? You know, in order to take it to the next level. So I think that's something that's important to note there. All right, let's continue.
A little sticky. We'll just listen. We love our guy, Coach. We love our guy. It would get a little sticky.
I'm tired after
he's
the scramble.
Tired. He just got in a fight with 6 of their defensive linemen. He just MF'd the strong safety. He just told Ndamukong Suh he was going to beat him up, and we're all like, thanks. Now we got to all deal with him as we come to protect your ass. And he did 5 celebrations. He gamed the ball away. He got yelled by Ron to get off the field. In the midst of all of that, he's like, I don't know what play they just called. So I would be like, what does it sound like? Like, just get it started. Like, is it twins right? Seam? And I'd be like, seam 678 at flat snake. Like, I got it. Like, tell me what it sounds like. Like, I got it. And,
Bro, that happened a lot.
But again, like,
every game.
But you know what? Like, and we joke about it now, like, after the fact.
That was
it's
our
funny.
team.
But, like, it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it was not, it was just, let's get it right. Like, there was nothing in the, Cam would never be like, man, stop, don't try me in the huddle, you make me look bad. Like, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I just want to get the play called.
Yeah, we all trying to win the game. Right, for sure. And I would be remiss if I didn't say or ask this question for everybody. We're away from the game, right? And whoever is led to say it first, during that era, what was your favorite game and why?
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
You know, I'll say this. One of my favorite days typically was Thursday. More so than any other reason.
Fellowship Thursday.
Fellowship Thursday. The offensive line used to
How
do
fun was
this
that?
thing. They used to do this thing where they'd come in and have lunch. And I walked in one day, and Greg was in there. You were in there at one time every now and then, and you'd stop by every now and then.
Yeah.
And then you'd leave.
No, I was always there. We had caviar over there.
Yeah, I know. You had taco in the taco Thursdays in the afternoon, after practice.
After meetings and everything.
So I would come in, and these guys were allowed to say whatever they wanted to say, and I couldn't hold it against them. And it was some of the greatest conversations I'd ever heard. And the thing that I liked more so than anything else was just how honest they were about it and how much they loved it. And I thought, that made my day. So I started coming in just to sit down and listen to it.
Yeah.
That was special, because I think the one thing people don't understand is, just like you said, that's our team. That's who they were. And a big part of it was knowing when to pull it back and when to let it run. And I said this at the beginning, you two guys weren't here. I said at the beginning, I really felt good about 2015 is when you guys took ownership. Y'all remember when he and Josh had their disagreement, and I was getting ready to lay into everybody, and you guys came up to me and said, hey, we got this. Yep. And he said, and I didn't say a word. I never said a word. You guys took care of it. And that's when I knew. I said, dang, we got a chance to be pretty special this year. I really believe that.
Yeah. And while Coach is sitting here, we talk about players and this. If I had to summarize Coach's greatest strengths in those years, and again, with ability to reflect back, and you're not living in the moment, you're not living in the intricacies of every single day and day out, like looking back, and I would love to hear you talk on it. But like, I think there's 2 spectrums of coaches in the NFL. We've probably all had some combinations of all of them. there's the ones that their only job and their only hope is to, like, be your buddy. They're your pal. Hey, it's like overboard that I got your back.
Yeah.
And, like, you're very comfortable around them, but they're almost more of, like, your buddy than they are your coach. Like, that can be dangerous at times. Then there's the other side where it's like, I hope I don't walk down the hall and get trapped one-on-one with them because I'm super uncomfortable. Like, they make me uncomfortable. I don't really want to see them in a one-on-one setting because I don't know what to say. They're not approachable. Like, I think Ron drop defenses, coverages, sure, all of that, who cares? I think the greatest strengths of Ron that allowed you to be you and allowed you to be you and me, that all of our personalities could work and we didn't all have to be the same. Ron, you were equally fearful and respectful of his approval, that he was in charge. The buck stopped with him. That was very evident. But you never were afraid to sit down and shoot the shit and have a good time and let the guard down and let him just be coach. It wasn't, we didn't have to live in fear of walking on eggshells, but there was no mistake, like the buck stopped there. We had clear leadership, we had clear vision, and it was our job to make sure we kept everything. Like, that's such a unique combination that I think a lot of coaches struggle to find that balance. Like, if I had to summarize Ron and our time there, like, that would be the best way I would classify it. And I think that was the beauty of the job you did with all the personalities you had to figure out.
Yeah, you met everybody where they were.
Yeah.
Like, my personality is very, like, even keel for the most part in the building, and your demeanor to me was, oh, let me come down to where Jonathan is, right? And then when you go right next door to Greg, it's high energy. It's like, well, we got to be ready to talk to Greg. Juice. Yeah. And then Cam, you have to be ready for all of it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because Cam is all of it. Yeah. But one of the things that also, like,
so true.
You allowing him broke all the chains for all of us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's our leader. Yeah. And so when you're able to break the chains of our leader, that means we can fully give ourselves to follow and be there for the guy that's leading us into battle every single game.
But that wasn't, and since we're on this point, it was like, it's not like that everywhere.
No.
Because you went to Seattle, I went to New England, and I thought that player-coach relation,
whatever you want to call it, but
wasn't getting that with Bill.
Like, hey, bud.
You wasn't getting that with Bill. Bill was one of those guys that, bro, it was an organization, a great coach, but it was an organization based off of production. How do you know your job? Do your job. There's a Patriot way. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, fucking quarterback can't even fucking complete a fucking slam. What are we doing? Like, but then you go before that. You're with a coach that literally, like, we shooting the shit, and it's like, yo, bro. Coach Rivera walks in, and it's like, we look, and then he gives us approval, like, no, y'all keep going.
Yeah, you're good.
It's like, yo, okay. And then, like, everybody's laughing, and you look back, he's laughing too, and it's like, yo, I fucking love it here. You know what I'm saying? And then that just puts you on this type of way, like, yo, those are the good old days. And there was a 100% out of 100% chance that I was going to go talk shit to TD. That's how I got going. It's like, TD, fuck you. Bro, man, coach, man, get him from over here. He can't talk. Man, I'm getting my reps, bro. Stop doing it. Like, I needed TD to really get me going. I wanted him to say, bro, you playing like shit today. What? Say less. Boom, now I'm dialed in. We had the most toxic team at times, but we knew how to work together. We respected each other's. Hey, fam. I remember Michael Orr. Hey, fam. Hey, why you doing all that celebration, fam? We don't do that, fam. And I was just explaining to him and Trey Turner, Ryan Khalil.
I saw Trey Turner at the airport.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Like just that combination of team, Piggy Hangarner, Jordan Gross, these guys that if they walk by you may not necessarily know, but this guy allowed everybody to be themselves. Yeah. And for that right there, it has made me a better businessman. It has made me a better father. It has made me a better person just because I don't expect me and other people. I take what other people do and I push them to that greatness because I found somebody in my life that allowed me to be me and push me to my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Before I leave, I got to be at something at 3:30. Can I tell one more story?
Please.
It's a Cam Newton story. So this is going to be very, no, this is a real story though. And Stu was there when I told this story. So Stu and I coach middle school football back at Charlotte Christian. It's a blast.
Yeah.
Stu loved it the most because he got to coach some of the best players on the team.
Yeah, we had a guy named Sawyer who was a
and
dog.
the kids, if the kids are watching this, they're going to tell you that you're glazing. That's what they always
Yeah,
accuse.
glaze.
The kids killed Stu. But, I mean, the kid he
Zip his
coached.
pants back up when
Anyway,
you're done.
So early in the year, we're trying to set, like, these are expectations. Some of these kids had never played football before. We had some really talented kids, but football was new to them, or football in our world of football was a little new to them, what we asked them, what we expected. So we called the kids in, and I said, I'm going to tell you guys a Cam Newton story. So this is the story I told. And from this point on, they really understood it. And Stu was there this day. I was talking to the skill guys. We weren't catching the ball, finishing at practice. It was a lot of laziness. It was a lot of, and I said, there was a time where obviously we ran the quarterback as much as anybody in NFL history, especially at the time, where if we had a 6-play run period, early on, maybe play 2 and play 4 called for Cam to keep the ball. And I was telling the kids the story. I said, but you know what was happening? Between playing 2 and 3, Cam would run wherever the ball was marked. If we were on the -25, it was a 75-yard touchdown. If we were on the -40, it was a 60-yard touchdown. And this was every single time he ran the ball in practice. And in the beginning, it was kind of like, come on, Cam, get back. Come on, Cam, get back. But then it really turned out to setting the bar that if our best player and the MVP of the league, if he can run 70 yards on a Wednesday practice after he was just player of the week on Sunday, your little 14-year ass can run, I don't need you to run 70 yards, but you can run full speed the whole day because you're 14. I said, so we had to change our practice because our best player, to keep practice flowing, Ron would say, you have to book the last plays of the period as Cam's plays, because now if he wanted to run 350 yards down the street, good. By the time he gets back, the defense will take their reps. We all stand on the sideline like, he's going to be tired as hell, but that's not our problem. And by the time he came back, and I use that example to all of our kids all the time. When you're best players, we have to alter practice because we can't get you to not run full speed. We have to say, okay, Cam, you have to stop sprinting 70 yards for a touchdown in the middle of practice and slowing us down, that we had to change practice. If those guys can do it at that level, there's no excuse for anyone else.
And,
and that's my best story to these young kids, and they're like, I get it.
And the point.
Facts. And it's an object lesson for the kids, man. You got to hustle, man. You got to hustle. It's what it is.
Point about that too is and this did happen last season, where a quarterback was so tired he took himself out.
Yeah, it was a conditioning.
He never took himself out.
No,
that was one thing. It didn't matter how far he ran, how many people tackled him, who chased him, or what he did. He came right back to the huddle, and you would say, he's not even winded. What the hell?
Yeah.
But that was because of the conditioning. And once we figured it out, hey, like I said, put that at the end of the script. Okay,
did it alter practice? Yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, were we eye rolling because we wanted to get in and get to lunch? Yeah, but it was us. It's what worked. We adapted. The lessons that came from that, it started as an inconvenience.
Well, that being said, with Ron Rivera, there's a difference between that and what AR did. Where he was just like, nah, I'm tired. I want you to take me out of the game. I don't feel like that's a conditioning issue. I don't feel like it is. Y'all started up the debate. What do y'all think? Is it a conditioning issue or not? Throw me some comments. Let me know.
Convenience, and then it turned into an identity, and it was. I just thought it's a perfect snapshot, and I could tell stories about Stu and watching him get tackled on the field, and I'd be like, oh, And he'd be like, I'm like, you okay? He's like, yeah, what's the matter? I'm like, oh, no, nothing, man. I just saw 9 guys put the helmet
You know
in
what's
your
beautiful?
spleen.
He got up the
But
same
no,
way.
I guess we're good. He got the same way no
He
matter
got
what.
the same way no matter how he got tugged up the same way, and it was slow and very deliberate.
Oh, trust me, I was
never tied his shoes.
Yeah, that was the other thing,
man.
too.
His shoes
How
were
do you
never
run with the
tied.
shoes like that?
They were like,
Bro, y'all know my feet. Them
Bro.
feet, hey, them feet
we're
was
feet
ba-
bros.
hey, feet bros.
Feet bros. We've traded a lot of moments over shoes. But I hate to do this. I have to be at somewhere at 3:30, but I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't come see you guys.
Listen.
I love you guys, all of you. I get to see Stu the most, Rom the second most. I see you once a year at Super Bowl, but I'll take whatever I can get.
First
but
off,
like
gotta make that more.
Hold on, stop.
What? Is that not fair?
You're about to leave, and we're done here.
What?
But if there's ever another get together, and I'm not in attendance, bro, that's that.
Give me a hug. I don't set invites. Give me a hug.
We can get all of y'all.
That was amazing. That was special. There's a lot to learn from that. And I love that 15 squad, man. I love these guys. They're a special group of guys, man. And I just think it's important to glean as much information from that as we can, you know, as far as like for the future team that's trying to learn how to become that next 2015 team. You know, they got to the Super Bowl. Complete team that's in stride, in chemistry, in, you know, whatever we're doing, you know, consistently to make that happen. We need to make that happen with the new group, you know. So what does that look like for the new 2025 Carolina Panthers squad? You know what I'm saying? What does that look like for y'all? That's my question for y'all, man. It's getting late, so I'm gonna do the Jake Delhomme and Jonathan Stewart one another day, but we'll do that on Mock Draft Monday, all right? But I wanted to cover all that because those were some really, really cool interviews and some information and some lessons to be learned, you know. So yeah, I love these guys, Matt, so much. Whether it be Jake Delhomme, whether it be Jonathan Stewart, whether it be, you know, the best of both worlds here, man. Best of 3 worlds here. You got Jake Delhomme from the early squads, man. Jonathan Stewart from the 2015 squad. And then you got Bryce Young, the future of the Carolina Panthers, you know, in one spot. And I think that's big right there. That's big. I do want to cover this, man, because there might be some stuff that we can learn from this, man. But anyway, I wanted to cover the blueprint. We got the blueprint, and especially the 2015 squad, man. That was, what a get together, man. That was beautiful. If you enjoyed that too, let me know. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Any other comments or thoughts you guys want to put in chat real quick before we get up out of here? Let me know. This is gonna be the last stream till mock draft Monday as far as Panthers content. We might do a game stream sometime this week. We'll see. Maybe. If I'm feeling it. But, you know, definitely mock draft Monday coming. On Monday, number 7. But, and if they put out another blueprint, then we'll react to that. But we'll cover this Radio Row interview then. We'll do that first. and then we'll get into the mock drafts. All right, sound good? That'll be Monday. Alright, so nobody else got any other comments or nothing like that, so giving y'all the chance right now. Questions, anything you guys want to ask? Alright, let's get up out of here then. Alright, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports Keep Pounding Fantasy Football League via the Yahoo Sports app. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the one you see on the screen, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. And it is Ty, T-A-I, dot Lindara, L-I-N-D-A-R-A. When you search it up on Instagram, if you're a content creator, tell her I sent you, and she will hook you up. Good pricey, very patient, awesome to work with, and just all around awesome in general. Shout out to Lark Poppy, shout out to Joel Velasco in chat. Shout out to all the new subs. Shout out to all the new followers. We love you all. And, yeah, I think that's going to do it. Also, major shout out to Carol, the co-founder of the channel, who is doing much, much better. She's in her own house now. She's getting the care that she needs, and, you know, she's getting her life back on track. So, prayers still up for her, but awesome, awesome news. I've been hearing about her lately, and I'm just so happy, man. She is the embodiment of the keep pounding mantra. So, y'all keep that in mind. And, I think Sam Mills would give her a gigantic hug right now. And say, good job, I'm proud of you for hanging in there, man. You know, she's a humongous lesson for all of us that are going through whatever we're going through. Never stop giving up hope. Never stop pounding. Never ever stop pounding. We gotta keep pounding. That's who we are. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys that info there, and before we head out of here, thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, stay happy, healthy, and well. And we'll see you guys in the next one. You already know what to do. Keep pounding. Peace.